Is it?
Maps.
Which?
So special.
And we're back for Aura 233 versus Sierra 7, the replay of the West African Brawl.
And it was the first match we get to see, well, we got to see on stream, and that was the one you were most looking forward to. And now they have to do it again, but the stakes are twice as high, because whoever loses, bye.
Yesterday, when we saw the first match of the day, it was this very match, and we were speculating. Now we have info based on what we saw yesterday. We started off on hardpoint, and it was a weak hardpoint match for Sierra 7. Weak because the scoreline was 250 on 100 and some, the gap loss. So they redeemed themselves in S&D and then lost control.
So now,
changes?
Well, looking at them, I'm not sure what the map pool is, we'll get into that as soon as we can, but if we look at the mistakes that the side of Sierra 7 was making, it was the lack of control and not being able to keep the pace when you are got your pace set and being able to play to your game as opposed to keeping you up and positive as opposed to keeping the enemy team off of their game. And I think that's where they fell short a little bit, especially in hardpoint, when the tempo is so high that Aura brings. But having said that now, they've had time to review the VODs, maybe gone back and done a significant amount of homework, so now they'll be able to maybe make the adjustments they need to battle Aura at their own game.
So we do not know the maps as of yet, but we're about to find out. We're about to find out. We begin this best of threes. It's a replay, best of threes, hardpoint, S&D, control. The maps, your guess is as good as mine. We're about to find out. Will we be happy or not?
If anything small, I'd be sweating bullets if I was in Sierra 7 shoes.
Want to bet on Hacienda? Maybe? Maybe?
Maybe. Let's see.
Oh, the gamble.
Oh, Apocalypse.
Hardpoint identified.
Okay. Right out the gate, we jump. Apocalypse. It will be Apocalypse on hardpoint. S&D will be Tunisia, and control will be Arsenal. But now, hardpoint on Apocalypse. Right out the gate, the contest comes through for P1. Bodies smashing all over. Sunflower and Ruin drop to Virus and Tipsy in quick succession. And now, control of the hill falls for the moment to Sierra 7. The Blues, but the contest comes through. No points being garnered right now. It's still a bit flowing either way. Could flow either way. The Fennec from Sage here. Playing predictively, trying to find anybody, but it's now back for Sierra 7, 15 on 1.
Well, the contest comes in at the most crucial point, but they have to be careful of the overextension here, that being Sierra 7, as they don't want to be the players to flip out those spawns, as we know how important they are going over towards P2. 14 seconds left. Realistically, they'll have one last push at this point before we go towards that rotation. As you can see, there are players rotating from both sides. 1v1 on P2, and the spawns secured by Sierra 7, which is crucial with the initial bit of control, and that 1v1 went the way of Sierra 7, so they're going to get the first bit of time uncontested.
And right now, 24 on 9 is where we stand as we rotate to P2. This is a very, very defensive hill here. If you've capped it, very, very hard to penetrate. If you already, if the full squad is already waiting for you in there, and right now that is exactly what Life is doing, but dropped.
Goodness gracious, an absolute violation on the stage there, as it's going to be Sunflower and Babushka that eventually clear the point. Virus with the equalizer in hand, trying to find a few more, but Babushka doesn't even need his specialist. He's gunning everyone with that, I believe it's called a Switchblade, is the gun that he's using, but it doesn't matter. 3 will fall, is back to back to back we go. 26 seconds left on this hill, and potentially the boys in blue have just gained a little bit more control, looking for that rotation.
This is not exactly how it played out yesterday. Clearly Sierra 7, having learned from their mistakes, they've fallen far behind yesterday at this very game by this time. Not the case. The score tells a different story. They are currently in the lead. 20 points or so. A thin lead, but it's a lead nonetheless. One lead to hold on to. Well, rotations.
They have to be able to find a couple of these kills going from point 2 to 3. If they get cut down, it's not going to be a good look for them. But right now, it is trade on trade on trade again. And I'm going to be honest, it looks like Babushka has really put the entire team on his shoulders as he was staying alive for as long as he could. But Ruin comes back, and he gets taken out himself. So Tipsy and Sage secure the point, and another hill in control for Sierra 7. Completely turned on its head. Like you said, a completely different team altogether. Right
now, the contest comes through 55 on 28. Complete violation there. That was Tipsy being dropped by Ruin. 55 on 32, and now Aura have the hill.
And actually quite spectacularly. That was a fantastic break for them, and now they're finding a few more of these kills, spreading out a little bit more, maybe trying to get a bit more map control through the mid, and the kills are working out for them. So a potential lead change in the works here, as it looks like first game Jetters are getting out of the way for the side of Aura now, as they're really finding their stride, but they have to look towards that rotation. They do have the close spawns, but there is already one player from the side of Sierra 7 on next. But he gets taken out, so no players on next from Sierra 7, just scratch time for them.
Final seconds as the next hill activates right now in 3 seconds. See where the rotation takes us. Who gets there first? It's a complete sprint tray on P1 where we started, and it's Aura 233 as the war machine comes into play. Will it get any result? None as of yet. It's all yellow in that hill. 66 on 67 on 63 as Aura for the first time in this series take the lead. 70 on 63. The Ghanaians. This is not P1, sorry. Bit of a miscall there.
This is P4, and we get to see a good amount of utility being expended now by the side of Aura, as we have seen the Purifier and a Predator missile expended. But it is not in vain, as they have taken the lead quite significantly, well, compared to how they've been playing before. 20 points is worth its weight in gold, but they have just been broken out of the point. Bar Sunflower with the Purifier cooking up a meal around P4. On to P1 we go again, second set of rotations. 25 points between these two teams. Scrap time going the way of Sierra 7.
Final 5 seconds falling for Sierra 7. This is it. 73 on 90. Back to P1 we go. Oh, ho, ho. Facing the wrong way. This is Santi, who catches Hustle facing the wrong way. Babushka falls as well to life. And it's all blue in P1 right now. For the moment, the contest comes through, falls back for Aura 233. Gameplay trying to bait and switch there. Oh, ring around the roses around that truck. Nobody there. Too many trophy systems dropping. Still a contest, still pandemonium on the hill. Sage finally comes through. Nobody scrapping the points back to Aura for the moment as they hit the 100 mark.
Well, 20 seconds between the two teams, and I would argue that this is by far the most chaotic kill we have in rotation. As you can see, no one holding it for longer than 10 seconds at a time, but Hustle and Ruin back to back to find 3, relieving that pressure a little bit, but they are still having to look towards those spawns. Even though they do have a significant lead, we saw the lead develop for the side of Sierra 7 once they had these spawns, and they're looking to repeat that. But all can change on the flip of a coin, and right now it's a 50-50 win to go towards the next hill.
Final 4 seconds, and Aura scrapping for the very last second. Every second matters in this brawl, which is clearly neck and neck. At this point, Sierra 7 started to fall significantly behind. This lead, it's almost by 50 points. Right now, this gap cannot get any further. Otherwise, that hill would be too steep to climb. They need a full 60 to catch up now. Literally, they need a full 60 to catch up to 130.
Well, utility coming out on top there, as you can see. Choke points will be exploited as more and more of those specialists are now being utilized, and you're running into the irons of life as he's going to be stealing your life. Looking for it. 3-piece he shall find. Streaks now in. Another 3-piece in the works potentially. He does find it. Back-to-back 6 kills for him.
Wow.
As that is exactly what you don't want to do if you're on the side of Aura, is funnel your way into a choke point and have people watching it. But having said that, fantastic re-break potential here as they're trying to get a bit of a pinch coming through. If I could request that production doesn't switch to the players during the match, that would be great.
But right now, that complete life, what was that? That 3-piece.
He's still going. He hasn't died yet. Eventually taken down. I think that was a 10 streak for him.
Are you kidding me? They have held a full 60. They
Back
did.
in the game.
They did. That was literally the kitchen sink, Trout.
Well, I mean, this is the beauty of putting a team under pressure. You get to see where their weaknesses are. You start to panic, and you know that there is a single choke point that you try to keep the team pushing towards, and that's exactly what they did over and over again. They got the kills, got the team wipe, then they just secured the time like that. But you invested a hell of a lot on P2, and they have not won enough of this rotation over towards P3. And this is where you can see Aura is capitalizing on that, answering back with a potential full 60 of their own.
129 on 150. The gap narrowed, the deficit reduced, but right now control of the hill falling for Aura. Sierra need to finally set foot in that hill, but all access being denied as Ruin playing standing guard, but Virus finally peeks through it, but the streak falls from Babushka to try and just actually drop him entirely. The hill is empty right now for the final 15 seconds. Nobody's in there. Virus runs straight into it to claim a bit of scrap time for the Blues in Sierra 7. Sunflower spraying and praying right into the smoke. Cannot see what he was shooting at, but the final 4 seconds will fall for Aura as we rotate to the next hill.
And it does look like, unlike the previous set of rotations, it is Sierra 7 there first, and it's going to be Sage finding that kill, shutting down the streak there. So now they have a bit of time to breathe, find a bit more control around this point. But going back from how it went on the first set of rotations, it was hill for hill, and now we see Life with the gravity vortex again, but it's Hustle to be the man to find this double. He doesn't do that. It's going to be Virus finding 2 of his own, but it doesn't matter. His teammates are there to pick up the pieces. No real control for either side. Still going to be Sierra 7, but they are trying their best to funnel into this point. A massive double coming out there for Santi by this kill. Whoa, it's going to be 55, triple in fact, and into the point we go. But Aura is still in the lead here, and lots of time to make a break.
Sierra 7 putting on a show as the claw comes into play. Santi pre-firing on that claw. Will it do it effectively? Not exactly getting anyone right now. Got an assist, but beyond that, the spray and pray. Predictably, finally, a kill from that claw will drop. I can't tell who that dropped. That went so quickly. So many dominoes falling. You can't tell in the kill feed who falls. But that will surely be Game and Babushka, followed by Hustle for the side of Aura 233. But finally, they contest in there. Sage trying to find out who's in there.
Well, we're going over towards P1, which is normally the Chaos Hill. Remember, and he actually managed to find himself a cruise missile, and I imagine he's going to be using it to break this very hill here as we go into it. Pretty much even Stevens, and I was right, that is a kill from Sanji with this Predator missile in the kill feed there. 3 will fall for the side of Aura, and that lead now changing in favor of the boys in blue. They're doing a fantastic job getting kill after kill. This is where the side of Aura really has to calm down, take some deep breaths, play their game, because they have the gunny, and Ruin is proving it by finding 3 for himself.
185 on 177 as Aura looking to bring back the score, stay within staggering distance of Sierra 7, not let them get too far. The gap must, we are even Stevens 185 and counting still on P1. Aura having firm control, and I use that word loosely because at any moment Sierra 7 coming to contest. This is Life dropped for the final 15 seconds, still falling for Aura 233.
Well, it looks like there was a bit of a DC there for the side of Sierra 7, but they came back. But unlike every other time we've gone to P2, it is the spawns in favor of Aura.
This is exactly as close as we expected it. 210 on 185. This is the Sierra 7 on hardpoint we expected to see yesterday. But right now, Sierra yet to make their way into P2. Heavily guarded. Looks like Alcatraz at this point, as no penetration at all. Trophy systems fall, but access fully denied. They slide in, but access denied. Life peeks through, dropped by Babushka. Nothing.
Sage with a massive 3-piece to keep his team alive in this hardpoint here. P2 now broken wide open. Almost a repeat from the previous one, but a massive bit of utility usage there. And you can see they're expending everything they have in the back pocket. Everything in that playbook now being put down on the map to control as much time as possible. If they hold the majority of this time, it'll be even going into P3, and no one's had real control there. That is the first perfect break we've seen on P2, as it was pretty much over unless they found the break when they did.
Quite perfect break into P2 indeed. That is an understatement. I've never seen anyone break into P2 like that, by the way. It's pretty hard to get into that. And right now they've held it for the final 30 seconds. There we go. They're catching up. But can they rotate fast enough? It's going to be a scramble. Mad scramble to get there. Mad dash. Who gets there? Life drops Ruin and Hustle. They fall. Sunflower trades in with Virus and Life.
Well, time's still ticking over for the boys in Sierra 7, but Babushka with a massive 3-piece before getting taken off by Life. to wait for his teammates to get close as the time's still ticking up for them here. You can see Sunflower on the pinch, trying to find a few more of these players, but he gets taken out. Sage with a huge double. Now it's going to be Ruin left on his own, and he's been the man to make these plays every single time, but the wall is beginning to collapse around them as it's 20 seconds now needed for the side of CR7. Sage pre-firing what he can with the War Machine now. 15 seconds and counting. One break is all that is between these two teams, and Aura feeling the pressure as they have a bit of a trek to make across the map. Yeah, but Babushka almost getting it done, but Santi staying alive by some local. Hustle into the point for the contest. He's going to find one. Looking for the trade. Tipsy's still alive.
Oh my goodness.
Gets taken out. 4 seconds and counting. 10 seconds left on the hill. We will see one more hill at this rate as the break comes in.
Way.
No longer winnable.
5 seconds. Oh my goodness. Look at that.
Animated, baby.
Look at what that round of hardpoint means to them, especially after yesterday. Especially after yesterday. There's a reason they're celebrating like that. Look at the celebration from Life. They're talking smack and making sure Aura
the
hit.
Line for that side as he did everything he could, finding kill after kill on P2, and then it was Santi who got a 10 streak towards P2 to P3 in that last rotation.
Look at that.
And again, it's looking like the pressure might be getting to Aura if we are being honest.
The pressure, Life letting Aura 233 hear it. That's the passion while he was making that statement. I don't even want to know what he said, but technically I do want to know what he said, but still you can tell what that means. They lost hardpoint yesterday. They were the first matchup yesterday, and they lost that hardpoint matchup.
And convincingly as well. It wasn't as close as it was now.
No.
And I spoke about what they needed to change, and you know what the biggest thing is they changed between yesterday and today?
I am so excited about the prospects of what we get to see on Search and Destroy now. Knowing it's Tunisia, our sniper's nest, our long-range map.
And the side of Sierra 7 so strong on that map specifically, doing very, very well. But the biggest change I've seen between yesterday and today for the side of Sierra 7 is no white time. At every opportunity they had somebody in the hill picking up time as opposed to looking for kills, which is something they were guilty of yesterday. So you make the small adjustments, and it pays dividends, as you can see here, as they take map number 1 250 to 246. By far the closest hardpoint game we've had as these two teams in terms of slaying, pretty much even Stevens. But now we get to see the momentum shift a little bit from one West African country to the other.
The Battle of West Africa. This is exactly what we expected to see yesterday. I'm not saying yesterday's was less than exciting, because Sierra 7 did bring it back in SND and when they fell behind in hardpoint. But right now it falls to Aura 233 to do the same repeat performance. It's now your turn. It's their turn.
These guys put under pressure at every single turn. First going down in that replay, and now we are down one map in their tiebreaker. So this is to stay here or go home. They have to win this map. This is what is between them and a semi-finals match.
The passion in that celebration that you just saw from winning that.
I mean, it's here. Look, this is the LAN environment. You can't do that over the phone. You'll stand up and be shouting at your wall. But in this case, you stand up and shouting right at the opponent.
You can tell what this means. We're at the business end of this tournament. Trout, we're at the business end. Make no mistake. Right now, it's personal.
Yeah, and I think with $15,000 brought to you by K24 and everyone else who are partnered with them. And that's a lot of money, the most amount of money we've seen in a Call of Duty mobile tournament on the continent. So there's a lot to play for. But if we're being honest, the money is great, but bragging rights are worth way more. Because you can say undisputed African champions.
The way you saw Life, standing up to let Aura 233 hear it, he let them know. Not this time. Not this time. Not today. We're not a pushover. And they're about to hear it. Now this replay, look at that. Look at that.
Man, he's trying to find every bit of energy he can, getting reset. Now we're going to a completely different game mode on Tunisia. Like you said, S&D, slow and steady, wins the race. But we have seen where the woes have come in every way, shape and form for the side of Aura, and that is S&D. They are yet to win a single S&D match.
I just tuned in today. What region are the two teams? Asks Party in chat. These two teams, Aura 233 in the yellow shirts there, the yellow striped shirts there, are from Ghana. Nigeria, represented by Sierra 7 in the orange striped, orange and black shirts there. Sierra 7 from Nigeria, Aura 233 from Ghana. The Battle of West Africa, essentially.
The West African brawl is getting down and dirty, as there is still only one map between Aura and a good old flight home empty-handed. And here are the rosters
Gladiators.
for you. Sierra 7 comprised of Virus, Tipsy, Life, Santi, and Sage.
The Virus, Tipsy, Life, Santi, and Sage. We got a bit of a fun fact from the director there. Could you please repeat that while we keep looking at that roster there? Virus, Tipsy, Life, Santi, and Sage will toe the line as the Gladiators. Towing the line currently as the Gladiators for Sierra 7. Right now, for Aura 233.
Okay, we're into this S&D.
Yeah. S&D first. Responsibility for bearing, putting down the bomb falls to Sierra 7. First blood is Virus as the trade comes through from Life. Game Bay.
Just for everyone who is watching from home, the teams have swapped in terms of color, as it is now the boys in orange being Sierra 7 and Aura in blue. Bomb now going down for the side of Sierra 7 off the back of 2 kills to start off this first round of S&D.
And right now, the trade did come in. It's a 3v4, if I'm not mistaken. That's a 3v4. I can't see anyone sniping here. Oh, spray and pray from Sunflower, who gets the kill, turns around fast enough and catches Santi.
Massive 2-piece there from Sunflower. He is still left in a 1 versus 2 though, but if anyone's going to be able to make that clutch, it's going to be him, as he's been cooking all weekend, and now he just has to continue that meal making. 15 seconds though, clock is ticking. He has to make a play, and he has to make it right now.
1v2.
Well, didn't get the timing he needed, and he gets taken out. So, first round, going the way of Sierra 7.
Right now, Sierra 7 showing their teeth. This is a best of 3s. Remember, they take this S&D match, they take the series, and the consequence of that
is Ghana's going home.
Feel the weight of that last sentence, Charles said.
Well, a full-out brawl on the B side, or A side, excuse me, as Ruin is going to be the first to pull the trigger, sending somebody to the next round with the sniper. A free toothbrush of brushing teeth. He finds 2. It's going to be lead to the teeth again. Right now, life count advantage for the side of Aura. Trying to change things up a little bit here with momentum, getting a couple of these kills when they are oh so crucial. Oh, finds another, but he whips the shot. But we're going to jump aboard with him for a little bit longer. There might be a few more for him to find.
Right now, this is Ruin still trying to give out haircuts here. Nobody there to receive it. He still misses the shot there, but he received something. Sage dropped Babushka. The trades came through. It's a 3v4. 3v4 with Aura 233 with superiority in numbers. And I use superiority loosely. It's just one person more.
But they need to get control of the site to get that bomb down. They have under a minute to work with now, so they'll be feeling the pressure. Realizing that they might not be exactly what they're looking for on one side of the map, so they're going to have to be over to the next. You can see the spread from the side of Aura, though. They have made a fantastic read here, almost perfect, if you might say, in terms of keeping the majority of the map under lock and key.
30 seconds to put down that bomb. Responsibility falling for Sierra 7. Sage carrying it for the team. Can he find the place to put it down? He's still on the clock. Has to do something. Santi drops Sunflower.
3v3, and the bomb will be going down uncontested. Now we get to see a true 3v3 retake here with 45 seconds left on the clock.
They have info.
They do have info. They know at least where one of the players are, but we're going to have to look for the snipe. It's going to be Ruin pre-aiming the corners. He's going to snap onto Sage. Now a 2 versus 3. Looking for another. It's going to be Tipsy who trades back. Tipsy with 2. 1 versus 2 now for Ruin.
He has to peek. Something has to give. He has to peek. Will he wait? No. No, they will not give an inch. Sneaky, sneaky man. Ruin. They're waiting for him. They're waiting for him.
15 seconds. Pressure now on, and you know what they say. Pros don't fake, but in this case, time is going to be the final enemy. Eventually taken up by Tipsy, so that's 2 straight rounds for the boys in orange. 0-7, 2-0 up.
How did we end up here? We ended up here because Delta just beat out Aura 233 on the control replay. The Battle of West Africa having to be replayed to get a result here on who gets eliminated, and we head straight into our semis.
Oh, here we go. Still on attack, going to be Sierra 7. And this time, changing the pace slightly, pre-firing, coming out, Virus drawing the first blood. But Babushka answers back with one of his own. 4v4, but they have put enough pressure down range, but not quite, as it's going to be Hustle, swinging the corner with the sniper, getting another kill. But Gamesplay finding more. Sage with one. It has come down to a 1 versus 3 for Santi to clutch on up.
This is Ruin there, perched on the high ground. Santi going for the melee with that spear. Just running around. It's a 1v3 tall order. He still has to put down the bomb for Sierra 7. 1v3. 1v3. He's moving slow. Doesn't know that someone is perched up there, but there's someone right below. Obi-Wan Kenobi. He had the high ground.
And he certainly draws the first blood. He sees another player, but that is a sniper you're going to be staring down the barrel of. You do not want to be re-peeking that, especially if you have somebody like Ruin on the other end of the scope. 46 seconds to work with and a 1v2 to clutch. Santi, an absolute monumental task at hand.
Smart move to retreat there. Smart move, smart play. He did not know what he was facing or what was waiting for him. Right now, it was a bit smart, and now Santi has to sneak through. He has to sneak through.
You're going to have to give our commentating in these situations where we have to be a little bit more quiet,
no!
As he doesn't check his corners, and it's going to be Aura with a first round in S&D, 2-1. Still to Sierra 7. Just to go back on my previous point, we are in the same building as the players, so we don't want to be giving away too much positional play, as we hope they're not listening to us, because that could give them an unfair advantage.
Right now it is 2-1. Of course, in favor of Sierra 7, as you can see it on your screens. Sierra 7 in the yellows this time round, as the first to fall is Game Bay. Ruin with a sniper. We saw what he could do with that yesterday.
Well, bomb now planted, an execution that you hardly ever see. The bomb being planted within the first, like 30 seconds of the round, and now they have the life count and the positional play advantage. But the trades are going to be quick again. 4 versus 3 as Sunflower finds a double, though, making it a 3 versus 3. This might be the swing play that they need. On board we go. Ruin getting a close range kill. Santi did manage to find one. It's still a 1 versus 2 now. Ruin and Co against Tipsy. Tipsy has to go huge, unable to do it. Sunflower drawing the final blow. Aura certainly not out of this by a long shot, as they find their second round in a row, showing that they are here to play, and they want to silence a couple of the haters in chat, and they want to put some confidence back in the team.
We are even Stevens on this hard, not search and destroy series. 2-2. Overall, of course, we saw hardpoint taken by Sierra 7. Right now, this is Ruin. Nobody home to receive that haircut. But straight at the A point, pre-firing into the smoke blindly, just hoping to hit anything.
It's going to be an immediate trade, though. Babushka drawing the first blood. Hustle following it up now with life in the middle of it. So a bit of a sandwich in terms of kill trades. But Hustle still staying alive for now. But Tipsy, again, the man to see how tipsy the enemy team is in terms of playing around the point, as he finds a double. But Sunflower answers back. 2 versus 2, excuse me.
Yeah, it's 2v2 actually. Tipsy holding by the A point. The bomb has to be retrieved. He does. On the other side, the team knows that the info is out. They all know where everyone is. We're all in this together. As the bomb goes down, this is Tipsy, putting them on notice.
The bomb has been planted.
Well, Hustle with that sniper in the perfect position to cut them down. Bomb is out and about, but it's going to be Tipsy going for the chow. Maybe a little bit overzealous there, but he was caught between a rock and a hard place. Now a 1 versus 2 for Sage to clutch on up. He finds the first kill with a nice little bit of a snap there. Now Sunflower, the man who made the clutch previously, looking to cook up another meal here of Sage. Excellent fight to put in your food. He doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, as he's going to be the one to find the final kill, and that's going to be 3 rounds in a row now for the side of
Sierra 7.
No, not Sierra 7.
Actually, Aura 233. Now back to the game. Back to the game.
Defend the objectives. They have the bomb.
Still, now you get to see momentum shift going the way of Aura now, as they have got a bit more control under their belt. and maybe prepping themselves to do a bit of a regain and look for a couple more kills. But you can see no one really committing to either side here. A bit of a fake out. And of course, one of the players, Virus, he is generally the player to find that first kill, as he's pretty much overextended as far as possible. Actually, excuse me, it's Santi, and he's looking for the first blood here. And I like to make the switch, make noise with A, send your players B. But Sunflower looking for one, he gets traded. Hustle finding two of his own. Fantastic start now for Aura, as these guys are certainly here to play. And I think they've taken every single comment personally, as they have dominated the latter half of this S&D.
4v2 is where we stand. The numbers falling like dominoes for the side of Sierra 7. A two-man charge, Santi and Sage, to try and bring this back. They have lost the lead here in the S&D series. Overall, Sierra 7 won the hard point, but they need us.
Oh my goodness!
He peaked.
That was a snap. There was like a one-frame turnaround. Gets the kill. 2 versus 3 though. Has a lot to do. And Sage with the sniper. He made one nice kill earlier, but unfortunately he got cooked in the previous round by Sunflower. So right now he has to pick up the pieces, but still have to pick up that bomb. And I think they've done exactly that. They have to go get it down and plant it with 30 seconds to work with just about. But Santi in the middle of it finds another kill, making it a 2 versus 2. And it's 1 kill at a time, going towards the point now.
Babushka might hear this. He will. He's going to make this move. Sage caught asleep at the wheel, literally.
But the trade is instant. Now it's a 1v1. Gamesbay versus Santi, but Gamesbay with the pre-fire, and it's going to be 4 rounds in a row for Aura, as these guys have got the ice when it counts, as they are finding their way back into this S&D, as they have now secured a 2-round lead.
Suddenly, Sierra 7 losing the momentum they started so well with on this S&D matchup. They started off such high momentum. They've lost the lead on S&D so far. Nobody has fallen. The responsibility of planting the bomb falling for Babushka.
Virus with the 2-piece. Bear in mind now that we have swapped sides, it's going to be the side of Sierra 7 on defense and Aura on attack. But it doesn't matter. Attack or defense, they're going to be finding the kills, evening it up to 3 apiece. A nice double there from Virus, but it means nothing if you get traded just as quickly.
Sunflower just collected the bomb as that Babushka dropped when he got completely splattered. Now going for the B point. They commit. All 3 bodies putting the bomb down. Someone is waiting, lying in wait.
The bomb has been planted.
Well,
that's
Santi and Sage go back to back, but I think they managed to get the bomb down off of that, and now it is down to Mr. Sunflower himself in this 1 versus 2, and he is just playing around the point. What's this timing going to look like? They know where he is. He's looking for the kills, but he can't turn quite quick enough. Sunflower now caught between 2 players, but it doesn't matter. It's going to be Santi who draws the final blow, and another round going the way of Sierra, but it was getting a bit dire for them, as that is their first round in 4 that they have now, in 5 that they have now won.
And right now, finally, some life in Sierra 7 yet again. Can they reclaim their lead? But first, they have to level this S&D series.
Oh, I love that. Did you see something that most people probably wouldn't have noticed that? But when they are giving comms to each other between rounds, they cover their mouths in case the enemy team is watching. So they want to say something secret. Maybe they've got something in their back pocket that no one knows about, and that's exactly what they're discussing. And we're going to have to see how that looks now going into our 7th or 8th round.
Keep in mind, these players do play with each other all the time, so they do know each other's movements off, their own national teams, off their own individual teams. They do play scrims with each other. They're friends outside all of this, and not for the moment.
Give him an inch and he'll take a mile. Ruin starts shooting second and wins the first blood engagement. As you can see, life sent to an early grave. We'll see you next round.
Right now, that's Gamebay who falls as well. The dominoes for Aura 233, but the trades come through instantly. It's 4v3.
4v3 and the bomb now planted. The retake has to be pretty much perfect here, and it starts with 1 kill at a time. Tipsy has been the man to keep your eye on overall in this S&D, and Ruin on the other side. Ruin's still alive with that sniper, and I don't even want to begin to think about how you want to attack this point, trying to find a bit of a chink in their armor. As you can see, everyone's head on a swivel, but that clock ticking down rapidly, and it's going to be first blood drawn by Santi. Hustle, that is a fight you cannot lose, and now that has opened it up rather wide. As you can see, they know where one of the players is, but 12 seconds, they're going to have to find these kills relatively quickly. Trades come in, and it's just Sunflower. 1v1. What's this kill going to look like? Tipsy can't find it. Sunflower cooking up a storm there with a 2-piece.
Next round.
Extending the lead. Aura 233 determined to push a control round. Aura 233 determined to send this to control.
We got the bomb.
what's at stake here is the loser effectively is eliminated.
It's not a fix. They are eliminated. there's no barrier to them now. This is all or nothing for the boys in West Africa. As you can see, an aggressive player coming out of Aura 233 here, trying to get as much map control as possible. What's Hustle's timing going to look like here? Ring around the block we go. It's going to be Hustle though. He finds the first blood, looking for the double, but he is traded instantly by Sage. But GamesBay finds Virus in the interim. Now, a life count advantage 3v4 with B pretty much in favor of Aura as they can get that bomb down uncontested.
4v3 yet again, like watching repeat footage each time.
Oh, Tipsy wins a huge one, 3v3, but the bomb has been planted on B.
The bomb is down, 30 seconds. Sierra 7 are on notice. The info is there, but what are they going to do with it? GamesBay pre-fires, he's hurt life. That man's HP is down. He sneezes, he's gone.
This is something that you can see Babushka watching for the flank now. Santi left in a tough spot, but it's actually going to be Sage at the close range battle that comes out on top. 17 seconds now. There's one more player on the point. He gets taken out. Sage v GamesBay. And this is something that they always tend to do. Leave to the last second. Soaring like an eagle, stinging like a bee. It's going to be Sage who gets the kill and the clutch. I'm not sure, actually. I think it's going to be close. 0.1 of a second. Who's going to win it? Who's going to win it? The bomb defused. Whoa, you don't get closer than that.
That was pretty close. That was literally movie Mission Impossible down to the wire.
Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Caca from the top ropes we go. Sage coming out on top.
We go again. Responsibility for the bomb falling to Babushka again and again. As you can see on the minimap, they run straight at the A point. They will all meet. It's going to get mixy.
But Sage with an absolute beautiful shot in the mid-map, but it doesn't matter as there are two players that will fall just as quickly. The trade's now working out for the side of Aura as they have a 1 life count advantage and A now in their back pocket as they'll be able to get this bomb down uncontested. And again, relying on another clutch from the boys in orange.
Bomb is down, info out, 40 seconds to respond for Sierra 7 to level the series now. 2v3.
Time ticking again. These guys really do like leaving it to the last possible moment. 99.com is their specialty. As you can see, these guys are just trying to play as close together as they can, which is exactly what you want to do. Allowing for that trade. 2v3, 20 seconds to work with. We have to get this ball rolling, and I'm pretty sure Sierra 7 is feeling the pressure. But Virus gets that ball rolling. It's going to be a double potentially. Indeed, Tipsy's there to help him. Hustle now left in a 1v1. No. Round and round we go, 9 seconds. Is Virus going to be able to do exactly what was happening in the previous round? The answer is no, as Aura clutching up once more. 6-4, 1 round away from closing it out and forcing the game 3.
This, every time they gain an inch, they lose a mile, Sierra 7.
They are now in the running for the first overtime of the weekend. But if we have anything to look at, it is going to be instant trades from the side of Aura as, again, their aggressive playstyle coming out and showing off exactly what they want to do as they get control of A, and they will be able to get that bomb down. You can see Virus, though. He's going to be looking close and personal. He's not going to check the corners. Is he? He's going to be able to find that kill, and now it is going to be a 3v3, excuse me, as the bomb is now down. But this is a clutch that is essential for keeping them in the runnings of this S&D.
Virus spraying and praying, but losing the gunfight, eventually dropped.
2v3 now. 20 seconds to work with. This is where the side of, oh my goodness, Babushka, you cannot be losing those 2v2. And again, GamesBay trading at 1v2 now for Tipsy. And that is not what you want to be seeing if you are an S7 fan. And it's going to be Aura coming out on top with their first S&D win of the tournament. And you can see what it means to them. They're like, okay, we've got on the board now. We have one more map between the two, and this is exactly where we can win it. And you can see stress now beginning to work its way into Sierra 7.
I saw relief. I saw relief on the faces there. Relief on the faces of Aura 233. Literally a sigh of relief. They leveled the series. Fine. We're 1-1. but now you force control. What next?
We spoke about where Sierra 7 made their adjustments to improve their hard point, but we didn't talk about how Aura improved their S&D, and you can talk about it for a lengthy amount of time as they changed the fundamentals, like I said, played close together, ensured trades, made sure that they had control and kept their game plan to a T. Maybe covering their faces was actually part of it, but here we go, having a look at those stats. You can
By
see
the numbers.
Sunflower with 15 and 7. Fantastic, fantastic SD for him.
A story by the numbers. Look at for the side of Aura 233, Sunflower carrying on his back 15 kills on S&D as compared to MVP for Sierra 7, Sage. Yeah, heavy on the objective. That was Santi working heavily on the objective there. No proper impact there.
Well, they did a fantastic job at adjusting when they needed to, and there was something else that the side of Aura did very, very well, and that was being able to make in-game adjustments, whether it was they realized they were up against a wall on a rotating to B, or having the absolute tenacity or gumption to fly at a point, get the kills, and secure it, get that bomb down, and then just play for the defensive post-plant play.
But the death, the K24 Virus worrying there, 7 kills but 11 deaths there.
Virus had a bit of a slow one, but you know, you can't do well in them all. As we've seen every single time, there is generally one player that struggles on a map or a mode, and that's just the way of the road. Everyone has a bad day every now and again, but still, 1 apiece is the current map count here. As you can see, the guys are getting ready to go into Arsenal control, and that is where we saw the side of Sierra 7 sent home in the first matchup between these two teams yesterday. So we get to see pretty much a rerun, except the teams have been turned on their heads, as it is actually Aura that take the S&D and lose the HP.
We're seeing a complete opposite in results from what we saw in our first match yesterday. Yesterday, of course, we saw Hardpoint going the other way to Aura 233. Today, not so much, went to Sierra 7. Now S&D, again, a reversal. Yesterday it went to Sierra 7. Today, goes to Aura 233. Does that speak about foreshadowing for control?
Well, it might be that we get to see the side of Sierra 7 win a control as well. I actually think they beat Delta in the control when they played yesterday.
They did.
So when we run the distance, they can play well under pressure. But having said that, Aura now might be cursed with the 2-0 comeback. But I think they are here to prove a point that they were the favored team coming in, and they starting off extremely well against Sierra 7, who were the 2 titans in the running here, as everyone praised Cast, who actually didn't make their way up here, as they were generally the people that were favored coming into it. So it fell to Sierra 7 and Aura, and they were the first team, and Aura took it, and now it's sort of backwards and forwards between the 2 teams, and it is as even as it gets. Potentially 1 more game between home or semis.
And how we got there, how we got to this match in the first place is wild to me, honestly. How we got here is wild to me. It's a storybook ending, and yet it's not even the end. We just started day 2. We just started Championship Sunday. Now straight into control. We're about to jump in control on Arsenal.
But before we have a look at this gameplay, we have to see the prize pool brought to you by K24. That $15,000 looking so juicy there. And before this, in the qualifiers per region, $4,200 has already been distributed. And the breakdown for this very competition is going to be: first walks away with 5K, second with 3, third with 1.8, and the MVP, who pockets an additional $1,000. So thank you so much to K24 for putting in the amount of money that they have, seeing the vision of African esports to come. And I mean, for having this being the first one, there have been a couple of technical issues, but it is to be expected. We've got to work out those kinks, but overall it has been a fantastic experience. Would not be possible without the sponsors that were behind us, mainly K24, Card M, IGN, as well as Afri Gamer, for getting together a couple of the things behind the scenes that I've yet to see, or potentially won't, but they just keep the cogs turning. Overall, it is a fantastic experience, and the biggest thank you goes to the players and the community watching. It wouldn't be possible if there weren't people to watch.
It wouldn't be possible, of course. And I remember, it's also you in chat, all of you in chat. We're at 600 and counting. That's insane. That's insane to me.
Excellent numbers, and that's something that we can always bring back to the sponsors and say, look, the people want more of this. Look at the numbers we've been putting up. This is better than some of the other things that we have seen in the COD M space, and we on an African continent, you know, because it is a mobile game, it is so accessible, it means that there should be no prejudice against the country or the continent.
Yes.
It is completely available to anyone, male or female, the best of the best, really showing their skill, as we see in the control as we load in.
Straight into control we jump. This is Arsenal. Control on the map, Arsenal. Last chance for one of these teams. It's anyone's game at this point. We are even Steven in the series, and first blood will be Hustle, who falls. 28 on 26, as straight through shredding the life count, the dominoes fall.
It looks like the teams have swapped again. For everyone who is watching, it is now Aura 233 in orange and Sierra 7 in blue. 2 life count advantage for them as they're trying to get a bit more control, no pun intended, as they are on defense, which is actually a bit of an advantage going into it. But over towards A we go. 2 players in the vents. Virus finds the first, looking for the second, potentially not quite going to happen as Gamesbay is there, but Santi picks up the pieces as they are just fending off this push, 1 kill at a time. And right now, Aura a little bit flustered, but they have time and lives to work with, but 35 seconds and counting, they have to make a play or at least a decision as to which way they want to go.
This final game with so much at stake, not just a game, not just a series, this is Nigeria versus Ghana, the battle of West Africa. Right now, Sierra 7 for Nigeria, Aura 233 for Ghana, 24 on 17 lives apiece. Where we stand, and that's Santi claiming and holding. For defense, after all, for defense right now, this is Sierra 7 trying to hold the line.
20 seconds, one more push, otherwise it's going to be out the window for the first round, and you can see the absolute blendy coming to play here for the side of Aura as they're yet to find their footing. It's going to be Santi pushed up here, looking for another kill. Tipsy finds one in the back end, but Hustle is there for the trade. 13v21, 5 seconds. They have to get the point. They have to get onto it. They find the first tick, they stop the clock at 3 seconds. They have to stay alive now. Pressure is on 20v12, and the kills are actually working out for them. Second tick is in. Santi flies on through the doors, but not able to find the kill. Sunflower's there for the double, and it is going to be A now secured for the boys in orange as the side of S.
No, he did not. He was dropped.
He was killed, but there were players close by to stop the clock there, so that will be A now secured. Over to B, towards B we go with a 6 count life advantage for the side of Sierra 7.
1 minute bot there. They got the A point down to the wire, literally. Down to the wire.
But Hustle, though, he gets it, that ball rolling with the 2-piece, and the kills keep on coming for the side of Aura. You cannot count them out as they are finding more and more of these kills, and the first tick on B. They have to stay alive. Babushka with another 2-piece there as they continue to keep their momentum going, and the second tick now coming through. Contest is in. The players from the side of Sierra 7 have to get onto this point to stop the clock. 2 ticks now found, but the stronghold being shown as Sunflower is doing the Lord's work on the point, and that might just be it. Babushka picks up another, and you can never count out Aura as they find the kills and the round.
Ready up.
Aura 233 take the first round by the skin of their teeth. By the skin of their teeth. Every time Sierra 7 gain an inch, they lose a mile. So far, they have had impeccably brilliant moment in this series, but I don't know what's happening.
Perfect clutch there in the latter half of that round. They managed to chain A to B pretty much perfectly and losing very little lives in the interim. Having said that, though, they start off this defensive round very well. As you can see, the side of Sierra 7 forced to expel all of their specialists and streaks now. They have to weather the storm as the push comes through. Santi, with that claw in hand, just pre-firing where he can. He does get the kill, so A now being secured. They have been able to find it relatively quick compared to that of Aura in the previous round, but still 3 players will fall on this rotation from A to B.
With the roles reversed, the life count still even. Stevens at 25 apiece. Right now they caught the A point a lot faster, like you said. Right now the petition for the B point, that is Santi, who claims Hustle. Retreat for a second. Gunfight by the window, shredded by the door.
Sunflower is just being the man to come back to every single opportunity. He is just the man who makes the play when it is oh so crucial. He did it in the previous round, and taking out of that player from lobby and keeping control of the map is exactly what you want to see from the side of Aura, as they are actually holding this B point perfectly. There's still a significant amount of time to hold on for, but they have got majority of map control for the time being.
22 on 24. 4 lives in favor of Aura 233 as Tipsy and Virus dropped by Babushka, single file. And now trying to head straight for the A point. Nobody's no blues heading near the A point. Access repeatedly being denied. Trophy systems fall by that area. Tipsy, sneaky, trying to make his way. Any inch, any crack, any crevice. A chink in the armor, the Vortex gun says no.
That's going to be 2-3 players falling for the side of Sierra 7 with Sunflower around the back end, able to find a couple more of those players on a pinch play. But you can see Games Bay holding down the long-range fights here. Pretty much an impervious wall from the side of Aura. If you were in Sierra 7's shoes, this is where you've got to be taking notes as to how to hold B. They cannot be broken. You can see the boys in blue struggling a little bit to get onto the point, but as I said, that Sage with a huge double. He has to be able to get that point open now, as these kills are so crucial, but he gets taken out. Santi is there from the lobby position, but they have to break it and hold it. But the kills keep coming for Aura, as these guys are proving a point that control is their bread and butter, and the Delta game was a fluke. Having said that though, more of the specialists now being expended by the side of Sierra 7, but they have to stay alive now. Hustle's doing what he can around the point. He's going to be able to find nothing but death. Now, still the contest coming through. Sage, more specialists coming out from boys in blue. Tipsy now falls by the wayside, like you said. Babushka with 2, Games Bay with another life. The last line of defense on the point, 4v10. Not looking great here for Sierra 7. Aura playing out of their skin.
3v10 and 17 seconds and counting. No lives left to spare for Sierra 7. 3v10, a dire situation as we come to the end of the second round. It's going to be 2v10, closing in on GG's even on the countdown. It is done even by the count.
Yeah, time runs out there in the end, and Aura drawing the final blow in that second round of control. So that's back-to-back rounds for them. They have been playing phenomenally since the latter half of the S&D, and they have no intention of slowing down anytime soon, as they are putting on a performance here for us. But this is where they tend to falter a little bit when they are 2-0 up. But we don't want to be putting the caster's curse on that, as they have been playing fantastically in this Arsenal control.
You're quite right, actually. Every time Aura 233 find themselves a 2 up around in control, they have lost it, especially to Delta so far, twice. Can Sierra 7 repeat that performance, replicate that to stay alive in the series?
Well, right now it's looking like the kills are as even as it gets. No real map control for either side. Santi is just trying to find a bit of control in the mid-map and potentially find a little bit more of a spawn kill opportunity, but Hustle up close and personal. Santi looking for 2, he does find, but Games Bay is there for an immediate trade. So right now it is under a minute to work with, and you can see the kills beginning to work on out for the side of Aura, as they will be able to get over towards A. They are stacking the point, and that might just be it for A, if we're being honest here, because this is where they start to shine, and they can chain hills very, very well.
Right now, 21 on 21. The life count even on each side. This is Sierra 7 versus Aura 233. This is Virus on your screens right now, going to the vents. Sneaky man, going to try and find his way and flank through. The responsibility to take the point, of course, falling for Aura 233. They have only quarterway taken the A point. The clock's still ticking on that. They have to stop that clock. Stop the count.
They love leaving it to the last second. As you can see now, this is where the spawn kills can be so devious, and it's just going to be him holding down this position. As you can see, they have exhausted all of their options over towards the B side, the A side, excuse me. But Santi from the back ropes, finding another double, bleeding that life count even further. Another push stop dead in its tracks, but Ruin, he has been that playmaker time and time again, as he finds another double, and onto A we go. 14v10, and you might think that this is an easy W for the side of Sierra 7, but they have choked worse. So right now, 30v10, 5 seconds is where the clock stops, and they have realized that they need to at least get a contest in here to break the point, or just completely chalk it up and look towards B, and I think that's exactly what they've done. So now 12v10 12v10, 12v9, excuse me. As you can see, it is slowly developing. This is where they faltered in the previous defense. They cannot allow that to happen again.
Sierra 7 gave up on the strategy of killing the game at this clock count by defending A. They decided to pull back and fully defend B instead. Curious decision, trying to play it safe, I guess. And that is Sage prone. They drop shot, a nice one there. 10 lives to 6 in favor of Sierra 7.
Certainly not out of this though, but you can see the side of Aura scrambling to get back up on the map and closer towards that B site. But we have a player, a huge, massive flank in the works here if it works on out. But Life on the other end actually doing the Lord's work, finding a double, putting it into a 9 versus 3 with 23 seconds to work with. Come down to Aura, struggling a little bit here. 9v2 and make it 9v1. Never mind, it's actually going to be 1v7 as Gamesbay and Babushka going huge. Gamesbay now left in a tough spot. He knows their player is nearby, but he gets taken out. And this is starting to look like a repeat.
Are we going to say commentator's curse? Are we going to say commentator's curse?
I didn't say anything. I didn't say that's where it's going to happen.
We have seen this before. We have seen this before, haven't we?
We have
seen this before. Right now, back into it for the third round. Actually, the fourth round.
Fourth round, trying to force the round 5 now is going to be S7. On attack they go. A is in their sights. It's going to be first blood now drawn by Santi. Sunflower trying to be the flank player. He gets taken up, but the trades are still looking all right here as the contest is going to come in any moment now. And there are so many angles for you to watch here on this side. As you can see, it's pretty much turned on its head. The perfect pinch from the side of Aura 233, but it is red, so Virus finds one, but he gets taken out by Ruin. So now, 26v27 and 2 ticks to their name, but the clock has been stopped, and you can see flying forward is going to be Ruin looking for a couple of these spawn kills.
Hunter-killer drone deployed.
If I were thinking into the I was in the head of Sierra 7 right now. They've lost the grip on the A point. Try and draw attention to the B point, draw the bodies away, and get back and fully cap the A point maybe rather than engage on the gunfights. But what's happening now? 24 lives on 25. Yes, they just did that. There's a foothold on the B point.
Actually, he's looking for spawn kills. Yeah. He's looking for spawn kills, and that's going to be so crucial. If he wins this one, he does. Life staying alive. He's going to make the entire Aura 233 side keep their head on a swivel. Having said that, Babushka is doing the same thing with the equalizer in the opposite spawn, but that is enough time bought potentially for the side of Sierra 7. Not quite. They are down lives and down time. They have to get up on the map. Onto B we go. This kill so crucial. Won by Ruin. Now it is going to be the side of Sierra 7 on the back foot all the time. 2 contests in, 26 seconds to work with. They have to find something, and it looks like B is going to be where they are looking.
Someone has to stop the clock, stop the count, set a foot on the hill.
They find the only player who was on B, and they can stack this point now. Now they have to watch all angles, but Babushka with the flank might be able to make a bit of an impact here. His teammates are falling around him. It's just fine. Tipsy invests the Sparrow. It's going to be Life finding another one there, but it's going to be Sunflower who draws the final blow. 2 ticks on either side with 15 seconds left. It's going to be Tipsy staying alive by some miracle. He has to keep it going. Santi alive as well. B now secure. 10v6. You can see the players funneling. Either way we go. It's 9v15, but A and a minute to work with. They have to find these kills. Into the vents we go. Sneaky is the play. Rats might be about, but the traps are set. And it is going to be A in their sights. 5 lives between the 2 teams. 1 set of kills might be the difference between a round 5 and a team going home.
But they fully commit into the A point for even 10 seconds. They can fully win the game!
The Purifier now wasted. It's going to be 10v7 Virus with the equalizer in hand. Santi finding more. Onto A we go. The body stacks coming in. Not again. I beg. It has to be a perfect contest. They're coming through the front door. The contest is in, but it's not going to happen. The choke. Oh my goodness. 1 round between the 2 teams. 1 round to win them all. Sierra 7 looking to come back.
Are you kidding? No way. We cannot go through this again. How is it? Are we watching the comeback and the collapse in one sitting?
Well, it is still 1 round. We cannot count our chickens before they hatch, but on to be Sierra 7. And it's going to be Games Bay opening it up with the first blood. A streak finding the second. Tipsy is there to follow up, but the trade's still looking pretty good. Tipsy finding another 3-piece, and that is going to be another hunter killer in the back pocket looking for a few more kills. He finds 4 now. That's going to be the Predator missile, and you can see immediately calling it in to keep the spawns as far away as possible. Another double. These guys are here to kill, and kill they shall. 3 lives between the two teams. Not a single objective tick found for the side of Aura, but they have time and they have numbers, and they're over towards the bench. We go up close to personal. Ruin's going to win that 9 times out of 10.
It's too close.
Leveling the series, leveling this round of Control has put some momentum into the loins of Sierra 7 right now. 23 lives on 20.
Have been cleared off of the point on B, so they have to stay alive. But you can see the players push down into the spawn, potentially finding a few more of these kills. Games Bay looking for the turn and burn, unable to find it. Tipsy finding a kill with the streak. It's Ruin in the mid-map. We have all eyes on him as he is trying to stop that clock with 30 seconds left. 20 v 17. Life on the other end, finding a few more kills at the back end. Sage helping him out. The kills going the way of Sierra 7 for the time being, with the first tick now found at A. Sage finding another. It is going to come down to this 13. The lives still going down for the side of Aura. They need to find a bit more momentum. They need to rally the troops or something. Sage now using that war machine to find a few more of these kills. You can see they are being forced further and further back into their spawn.
I do not believe it. 18 lives on 10. The clock is taking with the responsibility with the clock alone. But Sunflower running to save the day. Can he stop the count? Can stop the count? He will. For the second.
He finds it and his teammates are getting kills on the other end. 10 v 14, 3 seconds. 1 set of kills going the way of Sierra 7. That's going to be it. It's just Sunflower left on A. They have to clear him out. The kill's still working out now for the side of Sierra 7. But all eyes on Sunflower. He has a monumental task. Having said that, it's going to be another double from Ruin, keeping them alive as the second tick coming through now on A. And I think the side of Sierra 7 has realized that they cannot allow the clock to be extended by any stretch of the imagination. Virus now alive. 10 v 6.
Oh my God.
But it is going to be all eyes on Sunflower as he single-handedly caps A and extends the clock with streaks.
There is no way you choke 3 controls in a row. 3 controls in a row.
10 v 4, it's not a choke yet, absolutely possible for Aura. They just need to find a couple of kills, a team wipe, and they have to clear this lobby. But the kills have to work out perfectly. 3 v 10, it's going to be 1 v 10. Goodness gracious me, we witness history repeat itself. I can hear them coughing worse than me, as this is the single worst choke we have seen in Call of Duty Mobile history. 1 v 9, an impossible task, 25 seconds. Oh my goodness, Babushka into the team of Sierra 7. Oh my goodness! Goodbye, Ghana!
Oh my God! The comeback and the collapse is complete. Straight up. The comeback and the collapse. Straight in one sitting. 3 control chokeholds in a row.
Ribia, the man who is taller than he has a length behind his hairline. Let's see what the players have to say with a quick post-game interview. John, over to you.
Do not scratch your eyes for this for the 3rd time now in this competition. It has gone down to Control, where Aura 223 have gone up 2-zip and again lost control of Control. I can't believe this has happened. So let's call the team captain from Sierra 7. Sierra 7 kindly make it to the stage. It was a fantastic derby. You couldn't band together like Siamese twins. The West African derby delivers once. The chromometer right there from the players. You can see it's all love at the end of the day. They might have been competing from them right there at the back. So let's have Sierra 7. Please make your way to the Sierra 7. Let's talk to the team captain Virus. How are you guys feeling? You guys were down and out in that Control, it seems like. But every single time I kept coming here, oh, they've come back 1. They've come back again. 3 in a row. How'd you guys pull that out?
To be honest, yeah, we knew we were going to win that Control, even as we were losing 2-0. It's not the first time Aura are losing Control by 2 points up. But we just needed to keep our calm. We just kept our calm. Everybody, we were listening to the call-outs. Go left, go this, do that, man. Shout out to everybody, mate. Like, everybody.
Everybody,
my
right?
boys, man.
All right, now you capture your calm. Let's talk about how you guys changed your strategy. In the first game yesterday, when you played against them, you lost the first round. But this time around, it sounds like you switched. You guys won S&D, but this time you lost S&D. What happened right there? Tell us all about that first round.
I think we did a bit of like mind games, yeah, because the hard point was the same app we played yesterday. The control was the same app we played yesterday. So I think they were a little like overconfident because they beat us in both maps. But we came in with the storm and we beat them. And did this to my team, man. I love these guys. I love.
All right, let's talk about the future. You're coming up next. You have your next matches coming up. You're in the semi-finals finally after struggling to get there. What's your strategy going forward? And what do you think you'll do to win that $1,000?
One word. Pressure.
Fans in Nigeria, yeah? Kala, go crazy, guys.
Kala, go crazy, go crazy.
Thing, bro.
Okay, one more thing. Come close to the camera. Come close. Come close. Speak.
Hello, who? Gwen, shut up.
You have to watch your language. Remember, the stream is being watched by kids too. Thank you so much. And as you can see, it was a lot of high-intensity gaming action, a lot of emotions coming in. Remember, this is a West African derby. They know each other. They've played together over and over again. And this is why we're here for the K24 Africa Cup. Now, over to my co-commentator at the booth. One of them is tall, dark, and handsome. The other one, short, white, and alive. Back to you, Trout and Eugene.
I like that.
We're trying to recover from what we just saw, the comeback and the collapse. 3 chokes in a row on the same mode to completely eliminate.
I think we figured out exactly what the Achilles heel for the Ghanaians is.
Yes.
And it is control.
Control.
And the trick is you just got to give them 2 rounds, build their confidence a little bit, and then sweep the rug out from underneath them. As I'm going to say this again, that was a monumental choke, and you hate to see it. And I saw somebody in chat say something about a Samsung sponsorship.
Yeah, someone did say something about it. Samsung's the device sponsorship, and they just it's sad to say now we now have our confirmed Delta Esports, Sun Esports, Sierra 7, and NXG Noxious Gaming. Falling by the wayside, first was Sizzy Esports, and now I do not believe it, I have to say it, press F in chat to pay respects to Aura 233.
They've got a long flight with their heads held low as they walk home with nothing. As it's going to be the Ghanaians who are sent home on the bus back to their country. I've just been told we're going to go on a quick commercial break, and the commercial break is going to be the stream going down.
But first, before that, take a look at what we have next. Our first semi-final of the day. Our first semi-final of the day. This Sports who face up against Sun Esports from Morocco. Controversy from both of these teams who have faced certain questions. Map forfeit.
Oh, now we get to see the forfeiters play once again against one another, and this is going to be our first best of 5 of the competition.
The stream now will temporarily go down for a bit to try and up the feed and improve the experience so far. We know we heard your feedback, your chat, we've heard your feedback, we've heard your very honest feedback. Was you really finished us. You finished us.
We'll be right back after this.
Yeah, we'll be back.
DJ Bird, Exit made this.
so special.
DJ Bird, Exit made this.
so special.
Hello and welcome to the K24 Africa Cup Finals. This has been a grueling round of Call of Duty Mobile Finals featuring the very best from Africa, and it could not be possible courtesy of K24. And with us we have Caroline, Head of Finance at K24. How are you feeling, Caroline, about the competition? It's been a great day.
I'm feeling very excited about the teams, about the games. I'm learning so much and I'm on my feet. I am rooting for specific teams that I shall mention later.
Oh, you're rooting for specific teams that you'll mention later. Let's talk about K24 in the esports industry and the impact that you've had in Kenya. You've had an impact not only in Kenya but in the whole of Africa. What's your vision for esports in Africa as K24?
We want to put esports on the global map, so we're trying to bring awareness all across. We're trying to bring games that are mostly enjoyed and monetized in the Western world to Africa, showing them that they can play the games from here. They can top up within the game using available, shops like the K24 shop, so they can enjoy the same experience their friends and peers in the West are enjoying. Yes.
All right, let's take most of in video gaming. Sometimes not looked upon as the best. What's your message to people out there who maybe have a negative stigma towards video?
I think we are experiencing a generation that's mostly playing games, and what we should do as parents is try to encourage them to play responsibly rather than playing them, because this is where the world is moving. The gaming industry is growing, booming in Africa, and we as parents should guide our children so that they can play games that are appropriate for their ages, get to enjoy themselves.
You talking about some teams that you are rooting for later on. Unfortunately, later on, Rives director told me now it is later on. Let's find out who are you supporting in this tournament? Do you have a dog in the race, Posse?
I do. You know, I have watched the Delta team from what we thought were going to be obvious losses, and then they've really made their way through, and I want them to win. So I'm supporting Team Delta.
She's supporting the also win. The K24 shop has some amazing offers. Just go in there if you have amazing skins being offered at around 20 to even 40% off. And use some amazing giveaways. Just use the hashtag and the comments and follow the instructions. The hashtag is K24 African Cup. Use either of those two hashtags and you could be subject to a Caroline. We're going to take a short break before we come back to the first semi-final of the night. So, out to be exciting.
Legion.
Welcome back, live from the Kenyan capital, Nairobi. The name is Eugene Abu Dhabi, and I am joined by the illustrious Trout.
Thank you very much for having me. As per usual, we have had a fantastic day of Call of Duty so far. It has been choke after choke from the Ghanaians, and as a result, they have been sent home. Empty-pocketed, empty-hearted, and at least they got a Samsung out of it. Yeah, either way, they were here and they put up a performance nonetheless, but we have our first semi-finals up for grabs coming here live from the Kenyan capital, Nairobi. It is going to be our first best of 5 as well. We have the maps and everything else, but we're going to have a quick look at the head-to-head first before we chat about the rosters.
Yeah, this is our first semi-final matchup. Delta Esports versus Sun Esports. These two teams have been, they haven't been short of stories to tell, haven't been short of controversy. Right now, Delta Esports coming off the back of a complete hammering of Aura 233, who just fell by the wayside.
I mean, hammering is a bit of a hard word because they had to come back from 2-0 down. They just played very well and they swept the rug out from underneath them and they made the plays when they needed to. And I think we've spoken about it enough, but I just want to bring back the attention to Maheso as he had a fantastic round there, finding that 3-piece and opening the door. So that could have been a bit of a difference maker. But of course, the team is made up of Michael, Twix, Maheso, Storm, and Breaker. These guys have been putting up a performance here for the Kenyan side. But on the other side of the coin, we have the Moroccan team, Sun Esports. Give us a chat about that.
Darox, their captain, touted as the #1 man, and Fiorenza coming through with Osa, Izumi, and QB, gladiators for the Moroccan team of Sun Esports. Now, I said both teams have not been short of controversy. Both teams have suffered map forfeits so far.
I wrote that down in all caps to make sure that I wouldn't forget it.
Just to make sure we understood that these teams, they survived despite having, you know, that the odds stacked against them each time.
And they survived, they did, and here they are to thrive, because coming off of a 2-0 loss, Sun comes back with a 2-0. It was against Sizzy, so I mean, you got to take that with a bucket of salt, but either way, a win is a win, and they're straight into the semi-finals here up against Delta, who, like you said, clutched up when it mattered most. But another couple of things here to talk about is we had an insider information olive branch extended to us that Darox is out here to draw some blood, and he is going to potentially send a bit of a message that Delta.
That head-to-head showing up. Storm versus Darox. They're 1-4. Storm. And how is that possible?
They've played more games.
Oh, yeah, that's probably true. That's actually true. Death. Yeah, you're right. That makes sense.
But I mean, 2 KD, whereas the top performer from the side of Delta is Storm with the 0.9. The teammates of Sun Esports. It might be a little bit different. We do talk about Darox being that one stat. Talk about that. He has less assists than he does deaths. It's a fantastic tournament, but it's to be expected. He is touted as the single best player in our champs.
Yeah, those numbers are insane to look at. They're baffling. We're going to have maps coming through later on, but we'll speak about that later on. The maps. We're going to bring over to Ribia to introduce the teams. Our first semi-final. John.
And now we expect in the grand semi-final 2 teams that had to make unfortunate circumstances, but they're here finally in the final. Okay, it's going to be really, really exciting. My job here is to show you the brand players to the stage. Remember, we're here courtesy of Car. I'm going to win a prize pool of $15,000, right? Going to be the trophy in which they hoist if you win. So what we're going to do right now is what do you expect today in this game? We expect grit, determination, and effort. Remember, a fun fact that has not been mentioned, we have not seen Sun Esports play Control. We have not seen them play Control. We know how they play Hardpoint. We know how they play Search and Destroy, but we don't know how they play Control, so that might be the surprise factor. Delta, on the other hand, have had to play 3 or 4 rounds of Control in very extenuating circumstances, and maybe they might be a little bit tired because they have played a lot of games compared to their Moroccan counterparts who are a bit relaxed. But now, come at the moment, come at the hour, it's time to meet our grand athletes. Coming all the way from Morocco to the main stage, break your way to the stage, Sun Esports, the our gladiators, our warriors ready to compete for prizes and dollars. We are ready for a great matchup. Darox, how are you
feeling? Really good. We got this. We're motivated. We came here to win. That's what we're gonna do.
I got one last question for you guys. We've heard that you've not played Control today, and you're going against a team that has shown to come back in 2 games of Control. You think
we know that we play against a tough team? Not for me though, but yeah, we saw it to try hard and try to make our strats happen in that rate.
Alright, you've heard from the men themselves. Give it up for them. This is the Moroccan team as they make their way. That is the team Sun Esports coming in all the way from Morocco. Now let's talk about Delta. Delta coming in with the chance to keep the trophy at home. From Caroline themselves supporting Delta, they've had to come back. They are the team to beat in Kenya. Make your way to the stage, kindly. Delta, way to the stage, ladies and gentlemen. Here they come, led by their captain, Mike, to the stage. The whole team, thank you so much. Look at that. Grandest trophies to play for right now, my brother. How are you guys feeling?
I think so. All of us are motivated, especially starting off from very, at the semi-finals. I think so. Everyone over here feels like everyone thinks that we're the under. It would be nice.
They have only played once or twice. You guys have had to play about 3 games. Is there a little bit of fatigue because they look relaxed and look like you have struggled to get here?
To be honest, I think so. The games, so it's the more the better.
The more the better. And playing Control for the first time, you're yet to see them in Control. Are you ready to surprise us, or are you gonna take your business early this time around?
It depends on what, but to be honest, we'll try our best to end the game fast so we can prepare for the finals.
Best, this is Team Delta as they make their way to the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, and semi-final, making their way to the final. The next matchup will also be coming soon, so the team is about to be hot as they set up the teams. Let's hear about who they'll win. Going over to the guys on the main stage. One of them today could not come with the grand prize, the other one couldn't find an iron. So Darox, Trout and Eugene Abu Dhabi.
I'm sorry, John, I couldn't quite hear you. It sounded like you were sorry, we just hopping on what Chad's been saying. It is apps out there. So, anyways, taking that in our stride, we have the first semi and we have the maps. I think that's a good point to start off with. We get to see for the first the rotation for HP.
Stand up on a hard point. I love this. This is anyone who starts Call of Duty and starts actually just Call of Duty overall.
I mean, it's like bread and butter.
Yeah.
It's one of the first maps when you close your eyes, you think of Call of Duty. I promise you, it's top 3 up there.
You can literally picture a room and it's standoff, and you know where you'd need to be.
100%. I mean, I have flashbacks of that like iron statue in the middle of the map.
Yes.
That people just sort of like run around and then they just break ankles. It's just a scary thought. Anyways, after that, we're going to be going over to Tunisia, which is a staple for the tournament. A lot of snipes coming out. We got to see Storm with that locust in hand, where he was an absolute demon on the map. And he's been touted or rather Delta's been touted as the best S&D servers that we have here at the moment. So I think that's something that we're going to have to keep a close eye on. Going a little bit further to Raid on Control, as it has just been a typical pick, and either that or Arsenal. We're yet to see a Seaside, but I think we might see that coming out a little bit later.
And Hardpoint, if we make it there in the first place, if we make it to a round 4, a game 4 rather, it will be Hardpoint on Hacienda. Nice compact map, small enough. I like it, claustrophobia at its best. And then Search and Destroy on Firing Range to cap it all off if we make it to a game 5.
So, a fantastic map set. I wrote that down with a big exclamation point because we're so excited to see what these guys have got to bring for us here. And these like teams have faced a forfeit on a map, and as a result, one of them lost, the other one got a replay. Different rule infringements before we get some accusations in the chat. It's just the way the cookie crumbles. You've got to take it in your stride. Play the hand you have been dealt. As the teams are getting ready to jump into it, starting things off for standoff, what do you want to see from the side of Sun Esports, as they are obviously the team that everyone's got their eyes on, because there's been a lot of controversy backwards and forwards about whether or not they should be here.
Right now, among the things that I've been hearing people saying, this is a Michael versus Darox matchup. But speaking to Darox himself, he said this is a Delta versus Darox matchup. That was literally his words. This is Delta versus Darox. He said he's going to shoot body for us. He literally promised he will be shooting body for us.
A little bit of extra love goes a long way to the mentality. I mean,
Darox, if just...
In
humility.
Well, no, there wasn't an ounce of humility in that. Hello? Come on.
Of humility.
You're thinking about it. If you're in a competitive situation, this is the first semi-final, and you're having your body torched, I don't know, that would check me so hard. Unless you know it is the mental game and you sort of take it your stride, it's just what he does kind of thing. But if you're not expecting it, and I'm pretty sure the players can't hear us, a bit of a left field call for them.
Yep.
I think it's going to be a bit of a mental check. But having said that, they have an entire team, when you look at the stats, that are roughly even, bar Michael when he takes over, whereas we have a one-man army from the side of Sun Esports, and he has been a force to be reckoned with. Don't get it twisted. He is the man who gets the kills. Plays with 2 thumbs. Everyone else has got the spider monkey look about themselves, leaning over their phones on it, and he's just out there playing with his 2 thumbs, just completely breaking ankles. And I think with the skill level that he brings, being one of the only players that have actually played in the pro circuit in the EU scene, I mean, that speaks volumes in itself.
Make no mistake about it, this journey began 7 months ago. We are down to our final 4. 2 have fallen by the wayside. Sizzy Esports and Aura 233 are gone.
Yeah, but I mean, Aura was the team coming in. They were the favorites by a long shot. Everyone was hyping them up. New team, new devices. They had the talent behind them. When Ruin dropped a 50 on the first hard point and he got taken out, I mean, somebody help that man. It's a tough scenes nonetheless. But, Sizzy, I mean, we're not really going to talk about that. It felt like they weren't cut out for the competition, and it showed. But they made their way here off the back of an unfortunate forfeit upcountry. But either way, we are going forwards into the first semi-finals. I'm told that they are loading in as we speak.
Right now, the first semi-final will be, for those just joining us, this will be Delta Esports versus Sun Esports of Morocco. Delta playing for the home team in Kenya. The second semi-final, which will come up later, is Noxious Gaming versus Sierra 7.
And that is the exact matchup they requested. I was speaking to the boys from Noxious a little bit earlier, and they said that one of the teams that they so desperately want to play is Noxious. Not Noxious, excuse me, is Sierra 7, as they were the team that they were most worried about playing. And I mean, that was shown, right? Comeback that they did in the control, bearing in mind that it appears there's no ice in the veins of Aura when it comes to control round 4.
You know what I love most? I love how chat is so impatient. Someone will always be there to type, start the game, start the game, stop the
Look here, we have no control over this. We have been thrown in the deep end just like you guys. We have to burn the time until the players are ready, and they are loading in as best they can.
And hey, you're getting free entertainment. What are you complaining about, man?
You're damn right. And I saw Daddy Cool in the chat. Shout out to that guy. He's an absolute legend. I know him personally. Thank you very much for tuning in all the way from South Africa. And everyone else in the chat right now, nearly 400 of you. Crazy to think about where you're watching from, what your backstories are. It is just fantastic. So, on that note, why don't you throw in the chat which country you're watching from and who you want to...
I'd love to know where you guys are watching from. Just throw it in the chat. We're watching from here, watching from here. I'd love to see the variety of where this feedback is coming from. We love it. We love what we're seeing. You guys have kept this stream so interesting. The banter.
Oh,
We've been laughing our butts off here.
When the players were being introduced, we had to walk away, turn our mics off. Otherwise, it was going to be an absolute... it would have been shambles up here. We would cry laughing. It was fantastic. You guys have been just as entertaining as the players have been, and I think that's the beauty of a live event. You can't make this up. You just take it in your stride.
Yeah, live events, that's how it works. We just take it as it comes. Either way, we're going to make a meal out of it. We're going to make a beautiful show. This is an African fest, an African proper scene of Call of Duty Mobile. By K24, of course.
And all the partners, and they are here on this board behind me. We have Call of Duty Mobile and Activision themselves having a close eye on this tournament.
A bit of a pan there to the partners. Let's see.
There
we go.
Wrong way.
Oh, wrong way.
Wrong way. There we go.
All the partners there from AfriGamer, K24 themselves, Star TV, GH1, K24, NBS Plus, and I think that's all of them. And IGN. Don't forget IGN with those lovely articles now and then touting out this K24 Africa Cup as it sees its penultimate end. The end game is here. The final four have been chosen. 3 more games to go.
And then, for anyone who's wondering, I assume that third place is going to be detected by the round count in terms of how well they do. Whichever team loses, I'm not sure if there's going to be a third place battle. I do doubt it.
Yeah.
But it will come down to points as to who takes third place.
And right now, remember, there is a prize for the MVP of the tournament. We'll get to that later, but MVP of this entire tournament gets $1,000 for themselves. That is...
and bucks, let's be clear, those are US dollars.
Yes.
So that's a fair amount of chicken nuggets that you can buy. I mean, pretty much a year's supply, for being honest. That's a good amount of money. All right, we got some answers coming in the chat here. I love that.
Afghanistan, Abuja, Nigeria, Kenya, watching from Kenya, South Africa, the South African flag over there, the Moroccan flag.
What is that?
Did someone say North Korea?
Uganda? North Korea. Okay, that's crazy.
That's Uganda. And
wow, we've got some internationals. India as well. That's insane.
Yeah. So many nationalities bringing us together as we get into semi-final 1. Delta versus Sun Esports from Morocco. We're watching from South Africa. Fortunately, I'm putting my money on Nauseous Gaming.
Whoa, I like that.
Don't blame you.
You got to...
Connor, you're being told to use your...
I'm sorry, Kieran, not this day. You're going to have to wait a little bit longer.
Yeah. Okay, Gant.
You shall not pass. And that's exactly what's happening. For anyone who's wondering why on again, it was the African specialist, the power got turned off.
Yes.
So I think we're running on generator now.
All right, the game is about to start. The players are sorting in the lobbies. Just give us a bit of time, man. That's how this thing goes. You know how to play COD. You guys watch. You're watching and use works. You sit, get your perfect loadout in. You don't play around with that kind. No, give the players time. They're pros.
They're going to make sure, and we don't want a repeat of them making loadouts to change to that have conflicting specialists.
Exactly.
Oh man, we're gonna get an earful for that comment. I'm sorry, I couldn't help it. Anyways, that's what's happening right now. Again, we've just been told that there has been a bit of a delay and the players are struggling to join. But we will be with you guys very, very soon. Mauritius, man, the island nations are coming out strong. Hopefully, you guys aren't underwater in too much time. A little bit of a climate joke for you guys there. Anyways, moving forwards, man, I love the
feedback. Yeah, all these nationalities just saying where they're watching from. I love this. Watching from
that is a violation. Bro wants Activision to open seats after watching Sizzy play. Okay, that's crazy.
Wow,
that is an insane statement.
This is so cool. Thank you so much for joining the stream. Where else will you be on this lovely, lovely Sunday, the 24th of November? We're coming to you live from the Kenyan capital in Nairobi, where K24 have made their way and built an intricate set, a first in African Call of Duty Mobile. This is
where else
beautiful.
would you be other than the Iron Church of Call of Duty on a Sunday evening? You could not ask for anything better.
Speaking of the Iron Church of Call of Duty,
give us a verse. Give us something.
The verse to encourage us. I don't know how we forgot to start this. There was too much happening.
Yeah, it was an honor. We hit the ground running.
We come in peace in the book of Chaos, chapter 3, verse 1 and 2, to witness violence, not to partake in any form, but to feed off it. We do not support the oppressors, and neither shall we feel for those poor souls oppressed in the lobbies. And neither shall we tolerate them in chat who dare seek peace on these grounds. You chat. We shall sit and witness Call of Duty unrest. My lovely congregation, all 308 of you, say amen, please. Amen.
Amen. As again, more delays, more yapping to come as the players are trying to get into it. And man, it has been a day of Call of Duty. I think my voice is going to be gone for a week after this.
I don't think I'll be able to look at a lot of Call of Duty right after this. I'm having my fill of the game for the moment because there's so much action, so much that after watching the gameplay from the pros, I'm going straight to delete mine because
you just feel like a different person after, like, you know, coming from how Call of Duty Mobile is played. It is an insane concept to me. These guys are the player around the map with nothing but a touchscreen in ways that sliding corners, jump shotting, pretty much turning and burning where you can. I even heard someone say you can snake in this game. It's crazy to me. The level of play does not get any better than that.
This is amazing. I can't believe that we started the first matchup of the day, even with the replays, on such high adrenaline. I'm anxious to see what the semi-finals have in store for us. They surely, I don't foresee a situation where anyone is going to be completely smashed or walked over.
Absolutely not. These guys are here and they fought to be here, and I think it's important to note that we're moving away from the standard best of 3, which was a grueling back-to-back style of map, into a best of 5. Now we're going to be testing the resilience of all of these teams because they have to maintain that level of play for longer than the typical, 45 minutes for a best of 3. There's an hour and a half for the entirety of one single game. And remember, it's going to be a best of 7, so then you really test. I mean, we've been playing hard for the past, keep that kind of momentum and not falter out, especially if you have to make an insane. And I mean, it's absolutely possible. We could be seeing a reverse sweep on every single one. We just have to wait and see. It's crazy.
For those just joining the stream, because it is people just hopping in and out. You just joined, you don't know what's happening, who's playing first. This is our first semi-final about to start now. Delta Esports of Kenya, who massive comeback from the brink.
They just literally on the edge, 6 feet in the air. It doesn't look so far. For them, it was looking pretty far. As they managed to get back in by the skin of their teeth and keep the home country, at least one of their teams. I mean,
Sizzy fell by the wayside early.
But yes, there is still a Kenyan team, home ground advantage potentially. You should see the crowd behind us when they start doing their magic. It looks like there is a Mexican wave behind us as everyone, the entire venue erupts. Much like when Sierra said, obviously, whichever team puts up the best performance.
And right now, their opponents will be Sun Esports of Morocco. Little map forfeit, when they played against Noxious Gaming. Yep, they recovered from it quite well against Sizzy, making their way here into the semi-final. They face off right now. The lobby about to start. Map 1 will be standoff, bread and butter map in the Call of Duty series on hardpoint. The mode will be hardpoint. SND with Tunisia as the map of choice. Proper snipes to be seen then center. Guaranteed control will be on raid and Hacienda. SND to close out the best of 5s on 5.
I mean, if we run the distance, it's going to be fantastic. And I mean, let's actually do a quick first time watching the map, and there are a lot of elements that we actually haven't spoken about that are relatively far apart. It's definitely the biggest rotation we've seen so far, going 2, not too bad, but from 2 to 3, it's literally, and then back to 4. So rotations, in my opinion, are going to be absolutely cruise. And that's something where I've seen Delta falter just a little bit. Something they struggle with, they rely rather on a very break-heavy style, because they hope that they can just sort of like open the cage and send Darrox out towards, you know, breaking into the point, getting 5 or 6 kills, waiting for the spawn up, and then and getting the control that they need. So it's going to be...
Of course, most people will be hoping the answer to Darrox for Delta will be Michael. They're hoping both of them will even each other out, like blood for blood.
Well, looking at those stats, I mean, we didn't see the stats of Michael, but a 2 KD, that is ludicrous.
Insane.
You know, that is a very difficult stat to compete with. So in terms of sheer gun skill, they might be close to even, but the difference is, in my opinion, that the side of Delta does have a little bit more of a structured team compared to that of Sun.
Let's not forget, at some point, if there's a kind of display these players could put on that could end up having us just acting stupid again, because I remember when Delta pulled off that massive comeback, you just broke, it just spun me like a child.
Like a ballerina. It was good. It was, you're not so heavy when you 5'11" off the ground.
Kind of things that make people happy. The simple things. A proper sniper, man.
You were begging for that yesterday. You were absolutely, you were literally on. You needed it,
man.
But yeah, going over to Tunisia, we get to see the talent that being Delta again. We've been giving a lot of praise, and this is often what happens. Or this, or hopefully that doesn't happen with Delta. You know, the Costas curse has been going super. Maybe we get to see a reverse sweep, but I will say where the team can really take advantage is going to be Respawn against this Delta 9 sport. Really going to have to capitalize. I mean, the performance that we saw put up their numbers and they won 6-2 against Noxious.
Remember, do you remember the performance where it was just going melee for melee for melee?
Oh, just having fun on the map, man.
Honestly,
I mean, breaking ankles and breaking kneecaps. Who needs the Mike Tyson fight up against Logan Paul when you can just watch Darrox against any team?
Madness, utter madness. Right now, we're waiting for the players to get that lobby ready. This is Delta. This is Sun Esports. Chat is cruel.
Yeah.
YouTube is cruel. Chat is cruel. But we appreciate you taking your time to sit and watch this live stream. Watch the support your favorite teams, support your favorite players. We appreciate your presence here. We don't take it for granted. The community is nothing without you. This game, this whole tournament is nothing without you, the community themselves.
And watching from where we are still waiting for an update here about why we haven't been able to get into this game. I'm sure it will be very soon. Maybe there is some technical issue, but we will be told relatively soon. Yeah, we are very quickly running out of things to talk about.
We are. But not really. What do we expect to see in the second semifinal? NXG versus Sierra 7. That's an interesting matchup. You know, you said people have been begging for this. NXG themselves begged for this. They wanted to see Sierra 7.
That they wanted.
Is there any particular reason that NXG wanted to see Sierra 7?
Well, I think if we're being honest, it feels as though that they needed to be tested. Okay, I think we're loading in.
Right now, we're going straight into standoff. Standoff on hardpoint.
Are we in?
We are underway. Oh, a bit of a mess there, but we're up and running. Right out the gate, they come, guns blazing. This is Delta Esports. Oh, this is Delta Esports versus Sun Esports. It's us again on screen instead of the game. I guess they're trying to stop the audio there. We're trying to watch the game, but they're trying to get the audio in from the game first. What happened to Aura 233? They got eliminated. How did Aura 233 get eliminated?
Got no ice, man. They couldn't ice up when they needed to. They choked 2-2 leads to back in 3 different maps.
Yes, they did. Right now, Aura 233 and Sizzy Esports first to fall by the wayside. Right now, what's supposed to be on stream is Delta Esports versus Sun Esports.
Okay, I think we're back in.
Hoping the audio issue, the in-game audio issue could be fixed up right now, but might be a bit of a stretch. But either way, we can see 32-on-7 is where we stand with Darrox Fresh off the respawn breaker, waiting patiently in the zone, and we might be losing the feed a bit.
Sorry guys, apparently resetting our power has sent us a whole flurry of issues, but we're going to be working out the kinks as soon as possible. But the start of that, I mean, for what the limited amount that we saw, it looked like the side of Sunny's putting even a break into P2 without having that rotation.
Yes, they were doing so firmly in the lead actually. Firmly in the lead out. Firmly in the P2 is where it seems that Delta East, we're trying to fix the game audio, guys. We're trying to fix the game audio from, we'll get that for you shortly, but first, be a bit patient. Be a bit patient with us.
Well, having a look at what's happened here, there was a break towards the end of it. It was looking pretty good there for the side of Delta, but they couldn't hold on for longer than 30 seconds, and now their score has been doubled. We're going over to P4 here, and again, speaking about what they needed to improve on, and that was rotations, but if you have Osa finding doubles like that, it's going to be a simple walk in the park as they kick the door down. FBI open up, it's going to be Sunny Sports claiming the point off of a rotation.
Right now, 68 on 31 is where it stands, a 30-point lead in favor of Sun Esports. The Moroccans currently holding a P3. That in-house. Very hard to penetrate, by the way.
They don't keep those spawns, and I don't know how the side of Delta managed to choke the spawn being used. It's like a different Sun Esports team altogether. It's going to be trying to get in there.
And he does successfully the Brutus device.
Oh my goodness, awful. And the hill broken once more. It looked like there was a breath of relief for the side of Delta as they got in, but for less than a second. And slowly going into the next rotation here. Once more by the side of Delta, but they have been broken every single rotation, and now they have to stay strong. Firenze in the back end getting a couple of these kills, but Twix is the one to pick up the pieces.
99 on 41 on the brink of 100 points as we rotate to P4. Right now is Sun Esports holding the hill, holding steady, covering all entrances. Delta spray and pray and force themselves in, but a full 3 squad right from a warmer
back-to-back specialist investment, and you could see how crucial or game-changing those deployments can be. Simply breaking a hill for a second and then being rebroken is crazy, but you can see now the side of Delta finally able to find a little bit of control, and off the back of, you guessed it, even more specialists as the gun skill from Darox just bopping and weaving around the point, finding a double before being taken down, but the contest is in, down 40 points or so, going to P1 once more. Things are not looking great here for the side of Delta as stopping the floor in terms of kills.
Right now 109 on 69 on 7 final 4 seconds of P4 closed in. We rotate where it starts, that very exposed hill. This is where any streaks that you may have will come in. Who may have any streaks activated? Operator skills, of course. That is Mihesto off over the fence. Nice kill there from himself. It's all blue in the hill as they hold to try and close the gap into 100 there. This is Storm. Spray and pray. The contest comes through. He might lose it momentarily. Mihesto has got hold of the hill somehow.
Well, by the skin of his teeth, but only for a moment as the contest is still being very much in play here. You can see the kills going backwards and forwards. No one really taking control of this first hill, and that's typically the case on most maps as you try to battle more realistically for the spawns on P2. You can see here Izumi finding a couple of those kills around the mid-map. 13 seconds left. That's scrap time going the way of Sun Esports. But again, rotation 1 once more by the side of Delta, but they have yet to rotate and have a good setup.
Look at the minimap. Hoofs.
It was Delta.
That's Mihesto. Oh, but taken off. Osa waiting upstairs. Ding dong. Who's home?
Well, having reduced that lead quite
but that
significantly
claw.
here. But the claw might come as he is pre-firing everything he can, looking for a couple of these kills. He does find the first release, looking for a few more. He's so twisted right now, he's shooting teammates, but Mr. Michael himself looking for the three-piece off the back of Storm as well. So that's going to be another break for the boys in blue. They actually managed to get in here, which was a bit of a strange situation as they lost the spawns, but managed to get a bit of a pinch coming through, get the time, and now they have to spread out around the point to secure a bit more, and eventually Twix with the equalizer kills, looking towards the rotation.
They catch they hold the remaining 20. They still catch up to 124. They're about to. Breaker, solo, no contest. It seems Sun Esports have prioritized the rotation there.
Bar one. And that is Darox looking to make a bit of a mess around the scrap time, not able to do it. He gets taken out. So now lead change in action as the side of Delta have found a little bit of rhythm as they found a good 45 seconds or so, but they have not won the rotation. And we know how difficult it is to break if there is. Well, hold on a second. I was going to say with a good amount of utility usage, it is possible. Breaker simply breaking the hill for a second, and Proenza again with that Sparrow finding more kills, and you get to see your utility usages back again from the side of Sun. Now control the point and the spawns on P4.
The Kenyans from Delta Esports, they held it momentarily, but they have closed the gap. They have repaid the debts. To retake, they have. Just they have. That is Twix in there. Dax trying to force his way. Sneaky through the window. Frags the man in window. Hip fire, but dropped. He dropped Mihessel, but he fell to Twix.
Well, Twix still holds scrap points as we speak. But again, rotation one. It's like from the first set of rotations to the second, things have been flipped on their head completely as now play coming out of Delta. But Darox still putting up numbers already on 28. Closest to him will be his teammates, both Osa and Izumi. They're both on 24, so they are doing a good job of getting a significant amount of kills. But as we speak, the break comes through for the side of Delta, and they kick the door down and are looking to secure it. But of course, number two, it's going to be Kiyomi around the back in here. He has 5 in a row now with that additional streak to his name as he finds a double. So full streaks for him. Fantastic break as he waited, bided his time before he could get in and break the point.
172 on 151. The Kenyans from Delta have a slight lead by 20 points, but that is slowly thinning as the hill control right now goes the way of Sun Esports. 160 on 172 and counting. With 20 seconds left to spare, they're trying to find a way in. Miheso trying to peek because someone is spraying and praying, and that is Osa. No, it's Azumi who cleans house, but Storm comes through. Savior for the final 10 seconds to try and extend the lead, maintain it by any inch.
Well, he finds a double before. Very interesting use of the gravity vortex gun there. I think it was a bit of a opinion. They didn't get much time off of that. It's pretty much even as it gets going to our third set of rotations here. 178 to 175, and no real control in the mid-map. And I think that's what you've got to focus on so that you can sort of work your way in those off angles to get around the back for P2. And right now, Kill's still working out for the side of Sun Esports. They're doing a fantastic job of controlling the chaos of P1.
I generally think the vortex gun will have come in handy either in P2 or P3. P2 or P3, they're so tightly knit, claustrophobic houses. And there, that QB cleaning house, holding steady, denying access, but not for long. 30 seconds left. Will Delta hold the line to extend that lead? Not extend, try and catch up again. It's 199. They're closing in on 200. A single solitary point. 20 seconds left. Can they hold the vortex gun from QB inside that very exposed hill to clean house? No, well hidden by the corner. Check your corners. He knows where he is. The information comes through, but loses the gunfight.
Again, another interesting choice to commit with a specialist on the back end of a hill. Generally, you use your specialist to break a hill at the beginning or just after the beginning. And right now, it seems as though both teams have blundered on that. And we're going to P2 pretty much as even as it gets. But rotation and spawn secured by Sun Esports.
Right now, 203.
Oh, the wallbang goes hard.
Wow. Breaker. Oh, he missed Osa by the door, but now they have the info. They lock in. Sparrow comes through to clean house. Nobody home to just get in house with the Sparrow. Someone's upstairs. It's ding, ding. It's Darox. On Overwatch duty, cleaning house, cleaning the compound.
Win it by the skin of their teeth here if they hold every single second without a contest. It is 202 to 225. And here comes a potential breaker Storm with that war machine trying to blow up the hill, both literally and figuratively. And they do exactly that. No longer winnable here for either team. So we will be seeing at the very least another rotation to P4. And you can see one of the players from Delta desperately trying to get that rotational win. But they have left it a little bit too little too late now as the side of Sun Esports draw the first blood on rotation and are here to potentially do final nail into the coffin that is the potential break.
Oh, QB on hipfire, but overwhelmed. Osa has the backup. Osa does the job of taking of one. Twigs a storm and he has to fall by the this is Mihassel by the window. Then
goodness.
He falls.
I don't think there's anyone close enough now to even get a contest in this. More streaks are going to be committed. 2 down, 4 seconds left. It's looking like Sun Esports looking to completely engulf the side of Delta with a bit of a flamethrower. No, not just the operator skill, but in terms of skill overall as they take the first map, 250 to 212.
Hardpoint goes the way of the Moroccan Sun Esports. This best of 5 starts out with 5 the gate. It was pretty close. It was pretty close.
But that's exactly what I said, right? You need to be able to take the respawns off of Delta because we're going to a non-respawn game mode where they are very strong and we know that they can clutch in control. So you've already done a good amount of work to secure the first map under your belt if you are in the shoes of Sun Esports.
Oh, by the numbers, there are our results.
39, 40, 33, 30 and 26. So me calling out the rest of his team for not putting up numbers, of course they had to prove me wrong. As you can see, they outslayed the side of Delta quite significantly as the lowest has still got 4 kills on the Kenyan lowest.
By the numbers, though, speaking for themselves, and now the first win going the way on Hardpoint. Can the Delta team take advantage of their record in SND on Tunisia?
Well, they can if Storm decides to take out that Locust and get a couple of the kills like he did, and that's exactly what we're looking forward to. Sorry about the no game audio during that match. We will try and fix that as soon as possible. I'm pretty sure by the next one it should be up. And like we said, we're going over to Tunisia, and this is where things can get completely turned on its head, because if Sun Esports go 2-0 up off the back of Darox, because this is the map where he did his Darox-like things, and he ended on a 14-2.
Yes.
So I think the objective, if you're in the shoes of Delta, is shut down Darox, especially on a map that he's coming.
And is a mode that won't depend on your slayers but your comms. And right now, the objective, of course, you just take out Darox, take out the problem child first. Certainly thinking the same with Michael. Take out the problem child first.
I'd say Storm, because Michael had a massive impact, but the snipes from Storm was the differential.
Yes.
Differential between the two teams.
Right now, I'm certain both teams have done their homework on who their opponents are. In the short time they had to decide to know, okay, this is our semi-final. They sat, they huddled up, and they knew, okay, this is how these guys play. This is probably what to expect.
100%. And I think that's exactly what they were aiming for in the vetoes. We spoke about smaller maps favoring the side of a Foster team, and Standoff is a bigger map, and both teams tried to play. Darox managed to do that, but he didn't do as much as I imagined he wanted to.
No, I did not. No, I did not see the body shot.
False promises all round.
I generally thought, it's the Mike Tyson thing. Everyone has a plan until you get punched in the face. I think when he got in there.
Or they offer you $10 million. Sorry, that's just a hot take.
Or that too.
Yeah, exactly.
Either way, I think he got in there, and the reality of the situation, it was a bit too close. The Delta side were not some pushover team, and they were, okay, no time to joke here. Maybe later when we have a cushion here, maybe I'll start doing that.
Yeah, you gotta play your cards well, and Sun Esports capitalizing where they can, favoring the respawn game modes, going to non-respawn game mode now, like we said. Just want to see something different. I want to see maybe some things that they've been hiding in
Look at this guys. Chat is touting Osa as the best OBJ player in Africa. From what we saw, yeah, that could be true, because he was constantly in there.
He did put up numbers.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Darox's best SMG player in Africa. Huh.
Yeah,
okay.
I can agree with that.
I can go with that one.
That seems fair.
I can buy that. I can buy that one. I'm smelling what you're cooking there. All right, we're going straight into S&D. SND on Tunisia.
I think we're loading in as we speak. Players just trying to work the kinks here. Hopefully we'll have some game audio for you guys.
Hopefully so. So, right now they're trying to sort the in-game audio there. Either way, Delta versus Sun Esports. Delta from the Kenyan side pulling off massive comebacks to get to this semi-final. Sun Esports surviving their own thing, surviving their own things and proving everyone wrong. You know, everyone, again, we have to revisit those unfortunate mad forfeits, but they have, you know, overcome the odds, overcome those odds to get to this semi-final. Our second semi-final, of course, will be Noxious Gaming versus Sierra 7. Look at that. We have the graphic there.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that is reality.
I love that.
Reality on the ground.
Goes hard.
Yeah, it's sinking in now. It's sinking in when you see the flags and
Crossed
the X.
out.
Yeah, being crossed out. Oh, that has to hurt to watch if you are an Aura fan or a Sizzy fan.
Did we have any Sizzy fans in the building?
We did. You know, most of the Kenyan teams were like, okay, two for it. We can support either Kenyan side. So, yeah, Sizzy side.
Do you think they jumped ship as soon as they started seeing them play?
I'm certain they jumped ship and they were like,
there's
okay.
no honor among thieves, eh?
No honor among thieves. And look at that. Our second semi-final matchup will be NXG versus Sierra 7. Looking forward to this one, too.
I mean,
looking forward to this one too.
We've been speaking that pretty much into the ground about how we have to wait and see how that's going to unfold. Riding a high for both teams here as we're loading into the next one. But I think that's another thing we want to go back and talk about are those forfeits. I'm not sure if everyone knows why Sun Esports caught the forfeit. And the prize pool, of course, broken down to 5-3. 1-8 and MVP walking away with 1,800 and of course 4,200 sent out already before this grand finals to the regional qualifiers.
Remember, on May the 3rd, I was there in Lagos when Carry First issued the challenge, $15,000 it's yours, take it if you dare. The teams in their hundreds signed up for the challenge. Qualifiers happened in 6 African countries, and here we go, $4,200 already distributed from that prize pool in the regional qualifiers. Now the finals division is $5,000 for first place. Second place gets $3,000, third $800, and the MVP $1,000. $1,000.
That's a good amount of money. I mean, $5,000 is pretty much life-changing money if we're being honest. That's a crazy amount of money to be walking away for playing a video game on your phone.
Yes, it is. It is. And right now, a reminder, what we just saw, a recap for anyone who might have joined. Sun Esports versus Delta Esports. Hardpoint going the way of Sun.
Not by a long shot, but they certainly played better when they needed to.
Yes.
And when they rotated, this is actually the difference I'd like to talk about. When they rotated, Sun were able to hold down the hill a little bit better than Delta.
Especially P3.
Yeah, but I mean, we always talk about if you don't rotate first to P3, you're going to lose that hill. Even with all of the specialists and everything invested, the moment you start funneling into those choke points and you start feeding streaks and specialist ability like development, I think it's just written in the stars that you're going to be taken out. But having said that, I wanted to actually touch on...
Look at this. Hold on a second. Someone called the second semi-final of Noxious Gaming versus Sierra 7 El Clasico.
Yeah, okay,
it's an El Clasico. That's fair. That's fair. There has been a bit of rivalry since the COD Mobile scene got active in 2019 between those two sides. So I can see that. I can respect that. I can respect that take. It is an El Clasico in its own right. Now the featured game is Delta Esports of Kenya versus Sun Esports of Morocco.
I want to throw a bit of a spanner in the works here. Tell me, do you think this would have been a completely different tournament altogether if Cast was here?
Yes.
You think so?
Yes.
Okay, I like that. That's
yes.
exactly what I would have said.
Straight honesty, based off what we saw in the qualifiers. Yes. Yes. Right now, looking at the player stats by the numbers, I don't know if we can get that feed up right now. I think so.
There
yes,
we go.
We have. There we are. Oh, yeah, we saw this before.
This is yet to be updated after the first map, but you can see Storm putting up numbers, not necessarily positive, but he makes up for it in assists, which means he's certainly team shots off.
But what kept you wondering is that
Yeah.
Like, literally.
From Darox, a 2.1 is an insane stat at this level. And then going forward into the head-to-head here, Life versus Devoid, 1.7 versus a 1.3.
Close.
But you can see the amount of reps that Sierra 7 has had compared to that of Noxious Gaming is night and day. Doubled the amount of engagements by far. So you can see that they've certainly had a lot more time figuring out exactly what they want to do and how they want to do it. So they're sort of in their groove now with 75 assists, 92 deaths, and 153 kills at a 1.7.
But Sierra have had to play a bit more games though.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They've had more reps. And another point that we can actually talk about Delta is they have hired their devices for this tournament just beforehand.
They have hired. That's a very inspiring thing. Delta literally hired their devices. They did not have comfortable or confident, which is why they're finding it
I think they felt comfortable, but then they had what they wanted to do and learn the new system. And that's what we've seen as the tournament has gone on.
Okay, they weren't winning devices. They weren't winning devices.
Yeah, okay, I could get behind that. 60 hertz that's tough. But
right now, sorry, we've been asked to mention that the delay so far is just because they're trying to work on getting back the in-game audio before that. All right, we might be, we're being told we might be going to S&D without audio, but we'll see. We'll make it work. Either way, we'll make it work. Take it as it comes.
Yep, got to take it in your stride. We were talking about a couple of chinks in the armor there of Delta, that being the fact that they're still learning their devices. And on the side of Noxious, I think one of the players, I believe it's Reese, used to be on iPad and he had to switch just before this tournament. I think he had 3 or 4 days to learn how to play on the phone so that he could compete. It's interesting to see what the players have had to put up with coming into this.
That is quite interesting, actually. That must be a very heavy handicap.
Well, just the screen difference alone will be insane.
Yes, because maybe you might be used to doing this on an iPad, and then you have to get used to doing this.
Yeah, I just do this and then look bad. So you know how it goes.
It's a very stark difference there. Just thinking about it, yeah, that is a heavy handicap. Either way, we're looking forward to seeing what they have for us on S&D, which will be on Tunisia, that very sniper-heavy map.
We might be going into it without game audio. Like we said, we are trying our best to work on this issue. I'm not sure what's causing it, but we'll figure it out in due course. So again, sorry for the delay. We are trying our best out here. But you know, you got to take the punches as they come. If you're Logan Paul, you got to watch out, because the moment you see Mike Tyson wind back, you give him a wink and then you know that the deal has been sealed.
Yes. Control later on will be played on Raid. Hardpoint, if we get there, and it's not a full blowout, it will be played on Hacienda, S&D on Firing Range.
If we run the distance. And I mean, I think everyone wants to see a best of 5 go to a game 5, you know? Okay, it looks like we're loading in. Tunisia, here we come.
Tunisia is where we're headed. Tunisia, where we're headed as we get started on this search and destroy matchup.
Looks like it is going to be the side of Sun Esports in blue and Delta Esports in yellow.
It's right out the gate, tossing the nade, Izumi. All throwables thrown out the door. Nobody dropped as of yet. Who's going to be first blood? Responsibility of bearing the bomb for Delta is Breaker.
Of course, it's Darox flying forwards, pre-firing everything he can. You can just see the bullet animation on his player name. And Storm with that Locust looking for a wallbang, unable to find it though. Still on attack with just over a minute to work with. You get to see these players work their way on up to see if they can find that first blood. And Storm looking for pixel peaks and maybe handing out a fresh lead grill for any of these players.
Right now, nobody down as of yet. Very, very... Whoa!
It's going to be Osa drawing the first blood onto Storm.
Michael falls as well by the wayside. That is a proper pick.
Yeah,
that is a proper pick.
2-piece to start us off. The 2 star players in S&D already sent to the grave, and now it's all up to Meheso, Breaker, and Twix in this 3 versus 5.
Not a great way to start for Delta's. Meheso falls. Commentators curse. Darox tries to take the high ground. He knows someone is there. He's going to go straight for the melee. Oh, nope, not enough movement this time as Darox falls.
Breaker left in a 1 versus 5. Gets the ball rolling, finds the first kill.
Breaker. Solo dolo, but loses the gunfight to Izumi, who catches him off.
And now it is 1-0 up, going the way of Sun. And I think that comes with the back of an insane set of snipes from Osa to get the round. And he had information, got the picks, played his life. Fantastic opener there for the side of Sun Esports.
Right now, this is Storm bearing the bomb for Delta. Osa with a sniper on the other side of the B point. The B site waiting, pre-aim. Will anyone peek?
Well, right now it does look like they are feeling each other out to see where there is a potential opening. Just information trying to be gained for the side of Delta, working their way on up. And you can see Storm at the close angles with a sniper. It could be a shotgun if we're being honest at the rate that he's looking.
The way it looks right now, both teams are probably telling each other to be slow and steady. Do not rush. Just take it easy, one step at a time. Because till now, nobody has been dropped yet. Someone's firing. Someone's firing. Drops the trophy system. This is Michael.
Just testing his aim.
Yes.
And now
he has a bit of backup.
Here we go, pushing up. That is the B side completely clear, though. They can't get the bomb down. We have game audio, everyone.
Finally.
But it's going to be first blood drawn by Osa, as per usual, as he seems to be the man to pick up the crown of sniping man. Darrock's trading it out, though. Looks like Michael finds Twix finding a double, excuse me. Bomb has now been planted, 29 seconds to work with Breaker in a 1 versus, well, Mahesh now in a 1 versus 3, but he gets taken out. So 2 rounds in a row. Woo, there's some body shots.
Body.
That's what we were talking about, and back into it we go.
No resources, but we're going to watch this game. We'll get it sorted as we move along, but we have in-game audio. Let's get this show on the road.
Good start there for the side of Sun Esports. They got 2 clutches back-to-back, getting the kills when they needed to, and doing a fantastic job of actually holding off the side of of Delta.
Izumi by the A side. The side. This is Michael who drops Darrock's proper pick there as they rush the A side, completely violent.
Oh,
wow.
Twix finding another one there, but Maheso in the chaos was taken out. Storm with the quick scope himself. It's going to be a 3 versus 1 for Osa to clutch it up, and he certainly has got the snipes down. First grill handed out. The orthodontics looking pretty good. 1v2 now, still has a snipe in hand.
He literally jumped straight into that one. He literally jumped straight into that one. Twix putting down the bomb. He is on notice. Our super sniper has 40 seconds to take action. Back to Osa. We want to see Breaker waiting corner to corner. Twix back B2. Now super sniper just going to try and find his way.
Oh, the pre gives away his position, unfortunately. So now he has to be able to make the best of a bad situation. And now where the players should be, the pre angles were looking pretty good, but he's not going to check his corners quite well. And Twix drawing the final blow, and Delta get back their first round, and you can hear the crowd behind us clapping the moment the Kenyans get around.
The crowd approves of what they've just seen. At least they have started to register some life again. They've registered their presence with a round win on this S&D game. We apologize for the lack of resources for now. That is being sorted out again, but at least we have the in-game audio.
I think that's worth a little bit more than in-game resources, if we're being honest. Regardless, it's still going to be poking and prodding at each other to see if they can find that first blood, maybe find a break. Oh, that's definitely somebody being seen. You know that you can shoot through the wall if you're Michael as you sees the tip of the gun, and that's going to be enough to make it happen. He sees more players, but it's going to be 3 that fall immediately for the side of Delta, and Izumi looking for a few more, but Breaker plays his life, gets a kill, 3v2.
Admittedly, that was a bit ambitious from Michael, and that
definitely shouldn't have chilled out like that.
No, charging straight on gladiator style was a bit reckless there, but hey, it's never you never win anything without taking some risks and payoff.
Yeah, and then Breaker trying to get a bit of a flank coming from left in a 1 versus 3 with that Locust in hand.
This is Storm with his specialty prize pick. Gonna wait and try and catch someone. Sneaky, can he? Not this
can't
time.
Get the quick scope, and that's going to be another round going the way of Sun Esports. And if we're being honest, that came off the back of a little bit of a too ambitious of a child coming out of Michael. Throwing his life away there, never going to end well. And I'm pretty sure everyone's going to be a little bit upset about that. But regardless, you have to work on your mistakes in game. And right now, looks like the side of Sun Esports playing very, very well.
Right now, this score is 3-1 on this S&D round. Of course, in favor of Sun Esports. In favor of Sun Esports right now. This is Michael trying to look for the snipe. Nobody has fallen yet. Who gets picked off?
Bit of a change of pace here. Trying to get over towards B.
Time.
Goodness, Michael is missing pixels and Darox finds 3.
Oh no.
Lorenzo finds another. Again, you got to look at that Darox instant round there as he finds 4 in the round. You give him a gap, he'll find it and absolutely capitalize. And that is a tough turn of events if we're being honest.
This, yes, Sun Esports playing, wow. This is better than expected. Sun Esports right now,
from Darox, though, again, pushing up like he knows what he wants to do.
But Mihaso comes in just in time to save his teammate.
Yeah, and he was screaming down the mic, I need help, please, it's Darox. As Trix finds another, and now it's going to be QB and Izumi, who finds more and more. 2v2 now, though.
QB traded in very quickly, but Breaker again, immediate trade. Mihaso does the same for Izumi. 1v1 versus Osa. Oh, not a 1v1 at one here.
Sniper on the one end and the Type 19 on the other. So we have to see that down without losing your life. And I think they have to be playing a bit of informational chess here.
Maybe to catch it from Osa's side. Maybe we can look at this from Osa's perspective for a second. Want to catch it from his perspective for a second. Did he not see him?
Oh my goodness, that could have gone 50-50, but luckily the close range gunfight with an automatic weapon versus semi-automatic goes the way of Delta.
You know, I was legitimately worried that he did not see him.
He did like a double take, had to make sure. Oh, nice to see the loadouts though.
Either way.
Michael drawing the first blood now. Sent to an early. Okay. In answering back as quickly as one of his teammates fell, not him, stays alive, just being such an annoying player to deal with, because once he gets a kill from next, but right now, it looks like with the change of defending, look at Twix, Legacy Route potentially in the works here, another set of trades, but so does Mehesu and Breaker. Now Storm with that Locust in hand to see if he can find these wallbang goes hard, but look at I think it's Breaker. No, again, this might be perfect. By some miracle, Storm is alive, and he goes for the second chance, walling all of the enemies to him, and I think it actually might be the perfect distraction. It is as Trix finds me, and he did have that bombed out, and now you get to see the pinch coming through.
Teammates,
the legacy route pays off.
To support his teammates, gaining their momentum, they're finding their feel into the game. They're finding their footing here.
But I think it's just simple mistakes being made by the side of Sun Esports, as they have been so consistent going into these first few rounds. And I'm sure they're just trying to work out where they can continue to capitalize. And the shot's got to be missed. Storm looking for it again. No fear whatsoever. It's amazing to see how quickly these... And it's actually going to be Oso drawing that first blood. They're taking out Storm. So, again, favor for the side of Sun Esports as they're looking to clear out B, and it's going to be traded by Meheso. Izumi sent to the next round.
This is Michael trying to find his way. The dominoes falling for the Delta side. 3 V3 trades coming through.
But Darrox is still alive and he is behind enemy lines, and like I said, such an irritating player to come up against. You have to be able to find him relatively quickly once he gets that first kill, because as soon as he does, he's moving. Still, information trying to be gathered here, but it's going to be Darrox again with another flank play, but he is taken out himself. Now it's Twix and Michael up against Osa and Kyubi. And he sees one, the call out is there, but what is the trade going to look like? Goodness gracious, I thought there was going to be a snipe.
Oh my God!
As Twix Rave himself right now. 1 versus 2 for Michael to clutch on up.
Not Michael we're talking about after all. On the other end, who's left? This is Osa's counter snipe. Bomb coming down by QB.
QB did get the bomb down, so now it is still a 1 versus 2 to work with here. Sniper in hand, not impossible, but he has to play perfectly and make him. But he could be going straight down the iron sights of Osa, and my goodness, I called it in the round, going the way of Sun Esports. Once they get Darrox, they let him loose behind hills over and over again.
That pre-aim from Osa never misses. Never misses.
They have the bomb.
Sorry, the cost of, for those us, they are downloading, just give us time. That was the cost of trying to regain our in-game audio. That was one of the costs there. Working on it, the in-game resources. Do not worry about that.
Will be coming up now. Still, first blood drawn by Michael. He's had a fantastic impact here with that sniper in hand, but he needs to find a little bit more than 1 or 2 picks, as that could be the bomb. He's down, pretty much uncontested. Almost finds another one there, but now they have to do a 5-on-4 retake. And this is a tough site to get onto, as you can see. Pretty much every single angle being held now.
Oh,
okay, never mind. Storm is going to be able to shoot you through a piece of concrete, but the trade is instant. Still a 3 versus 4. And Izumi giving away his position, but he has Darrox close range. Maybe able to find a few of these kills, but it's actually going to be Michael on the flank who tapped Darrox. Michael looking for another. Meheso is there, and that is going to be the round going the way of Delta.
The crowd and the chat saying, come on, Michael. Urging on the captain for the home team. On the other side, Sun Esports.
Defend the objectives.
Firmly in control right now. I use firmly very loosely. It's a one round.
I think it's still a pretty good control for them, as they have been put on the back foot, obviously on attack, as 9 times out of 10 defenders are favored here. But we can see Storm looking aggressive as ever. Quick jump shot, not able to find anything, and I don't even think he saw anything as to how quickly he tried to get that off. But right now, first blood yet is round number 10.
Delta with the side, Storm trying to pre-aim. They've got anyone, nobody home to receive. No haircuts for the moment.
Oh! Storm manages to catch one of the players as he gives away too much of his body there. So first blood now drawn for the side of Delta.
Do not peek, Johnny boy. Fiorenza made the mistake of peeking on the 2-time there. Storm showing his teeth. Darroch falls. Major pick there. Michael falls. Major pick as well. The trade's instant. 3v4.
But the bomb did go, I was going to say the bomb did go down. It actually was denied. So just under a minute to work with now, and they have to be able to rotate as necessary to get the bomb down. But you can see the side of Delta here still trying to figure out exactly where they want to send a couple of these resources. And right now, they can maybe close the net around the remaining Sun Esports.
Delta trying to take back, not take back, or trying to take a lead here, brick by brick. Game by game, trying to calm down, trying to calm things down.
Oh, he knows. He knows. He waited for it. Oh my goodness! That was insane. A quick double for Storm with the Locust in hand. And all of a sudden, it's Osa left in a 1 versus 4. I don't understand how that second snipe made any sense.
Wow, wow, wow. That Storm, that was illegal. That was wow. Masterclass on sniping there. A proper masterclass play by Storm there, and trying to do it again. The bomb did not go down in time, and Kenya have leveled things. Delta have leveled things for the Kenyan side. The home team getting some applause.
Well, they have clawed their way back into this game, and even it up they shall.
They have the bomb.
Round number 11. If there's ever a matchup where we're going to see our first overtime, it's definitely going to be this one. As you can see now, Storm drawing the first blood again. Osa sent to the next round as he gets sniped, and a good start there for the side of Delta as they're looking to take the lead for the first time. It's actually going to be Twix who follows it up. Now a two-player advantage for the side of Delta for the first time, which feels like in the entirety of this S&D.
This is Twix, goes prone for a second with that automaton trying to pre-aim there, and expecting company. No, nobody's home. Nobody's home. Or maybe on the other side, and that's Michael. Ding dong, catches Izumi unawares.
Well, now it is still a 2 versus 5. You can see the side of Sun Esports beginning to falter a little bit here in the latter stages of this S&D as they're yet to get enough control to get that bomb down. And you can see Storm, he looks left, right, and center, and they are very split. There's not an opportunity for a trade. There's no way he gets that, right?
No way.
Okay. Well, either way, it was Breakbounce who finds QB in the mid-map. So right now, it's a 1v5 for Firoza.
Fiorenza staring down the barrel of a 5-man outgunning.
Oh my.
He is literally being hunted.
This is a firing squad right now, and it's going to be Michael.
The inevitable happens as the Canyon side of Delta take the lead on S&D.
Oh, for the first time, and now they are 1 round away from closing out this S&D and answering back, and at the very least guaranteeing a game 4.
Bomb acquired.
Right out the gate, responsibility for delivery of the bomb falls to QB. Will he wait? Will he wait in the wings who exposes themselves? No, Kobe from Breaker.
Wow, they must have learned his roots or something, because that was a fantastic pre-nade there to slow down the best player trying to get behind enemy lines. Osa can't quite get the snap when he needs it. So right now, it is still a 5 versus 4 with just over a minute and a half to work with.
The Kobe nade there from Breaker caught a major pick, and that was Darox who falls, followed by QB in quick succession.
Well, Izumi answers back himself, but Breaker's there to pick up another. It's now a 2 versus 4, but it could go either way, and it is going to be Delta with 4 straight rounds of S&D to close it out, and now they are 1 apiece in this best of 5.
And that is Michael giving instructions to the team, the captain, trying to calm everyone down, trying to get one level. Okay, we can do this, boys. Okay, we can do this. Just sending info to the rest of the team on what to expect now. Just ease up. The side of Sun Esports, it's all quiet. Look at that.
Well, maybe they're just resetting. They realize, okay, we've lost this map, but it's only 1 apiece. They're certainly not out of it. We have a lot more to prove in this matchup, and I think that's exactly what they're going to be looking
by the numbers. By the numbers. Izumi.
Darox actually went negative, eh?
Yes, he did. This is a surprise, quite a surprise. Not the regular Darox show that we've been used to seeing. Certainly, it was exactly what we...
To be honest, Storm doesn't have insane numbers, but the numbers he got were worth their gold. Yeah, that 2-piece sniper.
Honestly, I think it was more of the specific picks he got.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. He didn't get very many, but he certainly got the most important ones.
Because certainly Michael did the job that he came to do. He held off the opposing side, who was, heavyweight, gold for gold, Darox. Kind of balanced each other. The scales balanced for both of these teams. And now we walk into control. Even Steven, 1-1.
One apiece, and we're going over to raid, and we know that is where Delta is very, very scary. But having said that, it's looking, I was going to say I was quite confident with the side of Delta going into the S&D, and they very nearly lost that. So it is by no stretch of the imagination anything scripted at this stage. These teams are here to prove a point, and they are putting up fantastic Call of Duty for you guys at home.
The Canyons and S&D so far have been impeccable, honestly. I'm not even saying this because I'm Canyon, but so far the display...
Well, they are impeccable, but you've got to take that with a bucket of salt. There are a couple of plays that cost them dearly. I mean, a prime example is when Michael gets the pick and he schemes, right, I'm out of here, I'm going to get that 2-piece. TikTok is calling my name.
That was reckless. But, that was reckless. No, that was reckless. That's a true fair. That's fair. That was a bit reckless of a move there. And then we head into where they eat, Raid, because this is how they eliminated Aura 233.
Twice.
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 We're going straight control on Raid.
Well, like you said, it's going to take a turn of events now. But what do you want to see differently? You want to see the door just slammed downstairs here. The side of Delta actually winning the first round?
The side of Aura winning their first round. The side of what?
Delta?
Delta winning
I know,
their
that
first
was
round.
very distracting.
Yeah,
Sorry, that caught you off guard.
The door caught me off guard there. But yes, the side of Delta winning their first round here, this is significant. Now they finally have the fire in their belly to keep this going. Okay, we can do this. They bleed. They bleed too. Fine, we can do this.
And these guys keep putting themselves in situations where how many times can you do that before you sort of run out of fuel?
If they did it when it mattered the most, I'm fairly certain you're in the semis. This is much easier than when the pressure was of getting out of the group stage.
Well, technically they have each a map. I see what you're saying. There isn't as much pressure. Either way, we are loading in. No rest for the wicked. And look at that, chat. You can now calm or manage your memories as we are going into it with the resources.
Right now, yes, the resources are back for those who needed those beautiful skins right out the gate. This is Izumi going for the pick of the B point. 29 lives apiece, one already lost on each side. 28 again. The Type 19 from Iheso, beautiful. Oh, the trade's almost immediate as the Kenyans surge to try and fend off the B attack. Izumi versus
Fantastic start here for the side of Sun Esports. It looks like Respawn is where they are certainly strongest as they managed to find the first 2 ticks with only losing 5 lives. But look at Twix. Look at Twix. He has to win this. It's a huge one, but he gets his ankles broken and killed. And now it looks like B is going to be secured as we speak, but the difference has gone down to all but 1 life. Now, Izumi from the mid-map has to make it happen. Unable to finish his kills, and much like me when I didn't eat my broccoli, it doesn't look good.
It does not look good at all. 21 lives to the Sun side, and 19 to the Delta side. It is not exactly a it's 19 apiece.
19 apiece actually now swinging in favor of Delta, and they have found 1 tick at A.
And look at the objective. The objective almost fully taken at the B point, almost halfway taken at the A point. Delta need to clean up. Delta will need to clean up for the side. Oh, he is also trying to get into the B point and completely fully take it. Michael headed towards the B point to add to the frustrations. He does just that, drops Darrow.
Now the time's still ticking down and they're looking towards B once more, and that's actually going to be enough to cap it there, and the clock now extended by 1 minute. 5 lives between these 2 teams and certainly enough time to make it halfway through the spawn, which is typical, but Storm with that Predator missile in hand, actually not, so maybe a bit of a waste. So right now things are actually swinging in favor of Sun Esports as they are working their way around the back of the map, and it's going to be Storm who gets taken out as the kills keep raining for the side of Sun Esports. You can see Fiorenza now in the spawn.
11-10. They had the advantage in life count, and that has dropped drastically. Now we are level, and now it's in favor of Sun Esports.
99,
the uptake of the A point, honestly, it's going to be impossible at this point. I don't think it's going to be a priority to play objective for the A point. Maybe to stop the clock, but QB trying to sneak in.
What is happening?
What just happened here? I think QB was lagged. Yes, I just saw that. QB just stood still there. I think it was a bit of a lag on that end.
Well, Derek's on the back end though. He got into the spawn and he has the equalizer popped. Now it's a 5v4 and the streak's coming out. This could be crucial. He finds another with that streak, but Storm in the meantime finds one for himself. 4v3 coming down to the wire as per usual. Playing a little bit of Kobe Bryant basketball from the basketball court.
Oh, it's
Michael. Shaving heads across head glitches and all left to Fiorenza, and he gets taken out.
1 round to Delta. 1 round to Delta.
So they actually break the curse of winning a round for the...
Okay, Delta proving to keep the record, looking to keep their undefeated record in control so far. Right now, starting off right out the gate, that's Michael with a kill there on QB.
And
Delta will have the responsibility of taking the points now.
Well, it's going to be 2 down for the side, well, 4 down total, but the kills keep coming for the side of Delta now, actually. Maybe things turn on its head just a little bit, but we know that that war machine so crucial here, and there is a good amount of bodies on the point right now, speeding up that capture very, very quickly, securing B, and I think the side of Sun Esports here are actually playing a massive flank in the spawn, waiting for a couple of kills to work their way on the mid-map and then kill them as they try to push on up. But this could come back to bite them if the side of Delta manages to get the kills on rotation from A to B.
We're looking at this 28. Oh, the Annihilator for Michael. Will he use it to his advantage? Or will that just go to waste now? He cannot afford to waste such...
Well, they're chaining there. They are chaining everything they can, and this is what I was speaking about. They have to make a couple of these kills count. He's not going to check his corners, and the kills are actually working out now for the side of Sun Esports. Darroch still in the spawn, working to see if he can find a free 2-piece as the player swimming in the pool gets sunk. And right now, Darroch's still alive around the back end, looking for a few more of these kills, tagging everyone up, but his teammates are doing the work, so it's actually enough to slow down that push. But on to A we go. 22v90, Darroch streaks.
21 on 19 in favor of the Delta side, as they already have 1 round on their belt. Can they add another? They just need to hold. They have the B point taken. This is Michael, shredded by Fiorenza. The man in window, Michael, shredded, and Fiorenza adds Storm to the count.
So the kills now going backwards and forwards. Only 2 lives between the two teams. A slight advantage in terms of life count for Delta, so they have to get a good break coming through here. An interesting gun. I don't think we've actually seen the DRH before, but it doesn't matter. It looks like we're going to go continually banging our head against the pool wall here, as it's 12v13 and no one really controlling the mid part of the map, which is exactly what you want to do. And this is what they did last time round, but apparently they're just going to get the kills as 3 players will now fall, and that has opened up the door on A.
Nades tossed by Michael. 13 on 9, 13 on 8 and counting. I don't think they're going to go for the A point. I do not think they will stack the numbers. They've stopped the clock. For the moment, they have stopped the clock. What was that?
Okay, we're changing
from Storm.
Game Storm looking for a few more snipes around the map, but it's going to be a 4v10.
Storm a bit ambitious there and showing off, but dropped off. 9 on 3 as Delta closing the gap. Izumi,
doing a very good job of denying that for now. 2v6, not impossible, but they have to stop the clock as the players are now flying forwards from the side of Delta, but the decap actually working its way on through, so they know where the players should be, and that is a 1v1. You cannot be losing against a pistol. So right now, pushing up, it's going to be Izumi finding more kills left, right,
How are
center.
2 people frustrating?
Almost an impossible clutch. You could see the relief. They were like, we nearly let that slip through our fingers, but that's 2 rounds to the side of Delta.
That was a bit too close for comfort. How were those 2 just frustrating an entire 6 lives?
I couldn't tell you. But I suppose that's just communication and teamwork there. They managed to play off one another, sort of baiting and switching, allowing for as much of the better way. Here we go. Holger 26 in hand for Darroch, pushing their way towards B. But first blood drawn by him once again, but the trade instant in the mid-map.
28 on 27. The business end of this tournament. We are in the semi-finals.
And the kills now working out to the side of Sun Esports. They're going to be able to find B pretty much uncontested here. And with 2 minutes and 19 seconds and additional lives in their back pocket, this is a fantastic attacking round start here for the boys in yellow.
24 lives apiece.
Darroch with the knife once again, just disrespecting where he can. Close range is going to be able to find those kills. And at the moment, 3 players will now fall for this potentially opening the door just ajar over towards A, and we get to see some more of the specialist utilization here from the side of Sun Esports, working their way through.
A bit of a waste of that Vortex gun, wasn't it?
Not necessarily. I think it had a good idea, but he just didn't have enough info to be using it. That is definitely a waste.
Yeah, it's definitely a waste. It just doesn't know if anyone's home to receive And it's definitely going to go to waste. There's literally definitely no one home to receive, or he does not know where he is.
But it doesn't matter. His teammates are getting kills around him. We get to see the potentially the tail end of this actually working. So just enough to get him one kill, but the teammates on the other end are getting a few more. And it's going to be Michael with the Annihilator, finding kills left, right, and center. Nice double there for him as the life comes now. One difference. Nade there, almost like when you're a kid, you're skipping rocks across the water. That was the nade skipping across the pool. Fantastic, Kobe.
14 lives apiece. This is Fiorenza forcing his way, brute force, into the hill. The A point, fended off by the Delta side. Fiorenza tried, also fell along the wayside. 13 lives to 11. Darroch's hiding by the window.
But he actually gets red and taken out. So right now, control of the mid-map and money in favor of Sun Esports. So that's actually a massive kill there. But he gets traded immediately. 8v12, 40 seconds and counting. They have to be able to make a bit of an important break here. Osa giving away his position though before finding a kill consistently, and he's going to get traded himself. So right now, tail is all this time, as if you try and break your way through the front, you will go into the time unless you have a player like Darroch around the back end here, potentially working a map, but he gets taken out by the War Machine.
War Machine from Storm, spray and pray. Just gonna try and drop it. Oh, careful not to take yourself out. But Storm now twitching like a crackhead there, trying to find anybody who
this is a last ditch effort here from the boys at Sun Esports, but they have 3 seconds and counting, but they do have the equalizer, and that's an important one not to lose. You can see QB in the mid-map trying to find a couple of these kills. He's got to find one, looking for the second, but he gets taken out. Now it's a 1v3, not impossible, but it is QB. And the time is on the side of Sun Esports. They are now down 2-1 in this best of 5.
Back to hardpoint. I don't believe this. We find ourselves back. It's 7 p.m. in the Kenyan capital, Nairobi. Final. We're on game 3. We're headed to game 3. No, game 4. Sorry.
Game 4, your advantage in favor of Delta. It really feels like these guys have to wake up on them, and eventually they figure it out. But Control obviously being their strongest game mode. And we have Storm with 25, 21 to Michael, 17 to Maheso, 40 and 10 to Breaker. Breaker had a slow one, but not nearly as slow as Fiorenza here, as he went 8 and 20, absolutely feeding those lives to the side of Delta. Maybe it was a connection thing. We did see a little bit of a connection issue there, but Darroch's pretty much doubling the closest person to him in terms of kills, and this is where you get to see the real differential between where he is compared to his teammates when they need to do the killing.
Darroch's doing Darroch things, but it was not enough for Control. Not enough.
Leading the lobby overall, but not enough indeed. 3-0 going the way of
now to hardpoint. We fall to hardpoint. Important question here. Delta did lose their
but only by 30.
But only by 30. Have they learnt a certainly blame it on standoff?
Well, it was the first time we saw standoff, so maybe they didn't know how well the side of Sun Esports plays on that map. But we're going to a map that I think Sun Esports won against Noxious, if I'm not mistaken. No, it was Summit that they won.
And right now, the map will get straight into Hacienda. This is hardpoint on Hacienda, guys. Just remember, if we can take a look at the squads right now yet again, just pulling up both rosters for a second. We start off with whichever roster, because we just want to take a look at the roles that have been played so far in hardpoint. And from what we've seen on hardpoint, the rosters here from each side. Sure, we know Darroch, we know Michael on each. We know the roles they played as carriers.
We know Storm, the sniper, the man, the
Storm,
right now.
Storm, who's been giving us. Storm is here for clips. He's here to get his clips.
Yeah, that's 100%.
Yeah, trying to form clips here on this. Honestly, he just seems to be having.
But I think that's important. If you're having fun and you're getting reaction from everyone, that's just an added bonus.
And that's Delta. The Delta side with Twix. Twix also having his, because Twix has been heavy on objectives so far. Mihaso has been heavy in surveying and frustrating on the respawns. And Storm, of course, Storms. It's Storm. Baker, yes, also as well being
a bit of a
sent
slow
relegated to
control.
OBJ. Yeah, control. We've seen his moments on playing
Relegated to OBJ is insane. You telling me Brett team?
Yes. Breaker and Twix relegated to OBJ. They've been playing support on team and just, we have to meet the objective at some point. But to hold off and frustrate the other side, any point, it's been Michael, Miheso, and Storm.
100%. I couldn't agree with the page and go over towards the side of Sun Esports here. We could see that sorry. No, that was rude. There was actually a fantastic start there for the side of Sun Esports, all slaying at a good amount. Well, either way, it looks like we're actually going straight into the game. Enough yapping. Oh. Okay, now we load again. Everybody, don't worry.
Hard point on Hacienda. Very broad, very open map, very exposed. Internet hitch over there, but we're back.
Indeed, onto P1 we go. And the colors have stayed the same, which is nice for us on the sides. Either way, kills still working out now for the side of Sun Esports, even though it is up the first bit of time. But Darek with a massive double, simply breaking the hill on his lonesome. Eyes on the mini-map as you have to see which team is looking for that P2, as this one is...
And right now, 14 on 6, where we stand very exposed to Fountain Hill, P1. That's Firenze. A round of roses, that's the game that's going to be played here.
Gets going into P2 now, with the spawns being held by the side of the... But for how long is the question, as they have to fend off these first initial pushes. And you can see the pre-nades on the map there, trying to see if they can probe at the defense. As Izumi actually gets behind enemy lines. I don't know how he got away there. They shot at him, so they know he's somewhere close by.
Oh, look at this. Look at this.
Stairs,
Take note of this hill. This hill is very frustrating to jump into once it's been locked down by one team. Once one team literally plants themselves in here like a tree, the garage side, heavy and hard to penetrate. You just have to keep launching.
Twix has to be very careful about this play. It is a fantastic play as QB finds a three-piece, and if this pinch is perfect...
Oh, no.
But I think he actually might have flipped out the spawns there. Not quite. It's going to be Twix who gets taken out, but maybe it's going to be another kill coming on the back end. Breaker finds one, but still working out in terms of slaying for the side of Sun Esports. They bully their way in through the front with Darok finding two-piece after two-piece after two-piece.
Right now, ring around of roses in that garage, and that is Twix to find his way in. Miheso in support, coming up as a backup. A full send by the boys in blue in Delta. Right now, holding the hill for the final 10 seconds. This is Fiorenzo to spoil the party back the way of Sun. 40 on 28. Thin lead, thin margins. Miheso falls to Darox.
But look at the next hill. It's still a lead in favor of Sun Esports here, but they have to be able to win this huge one-on-one. They know where he is. It's actually going to be QV taken out. So now, full rotation, one with a couple of seconds to breathe. But Osa, with the claw in hand, actually has a perfect play here. Maybe able to flank, but he doesn't even get one. That is an unfortunate turn of events. As for the side of Delta, as the kills work out in their favor, and we kills working backwards. Actually, as Darox has the equalizer in hand, and he's gone. He just finds one off the back of it, and but however, he has done enough to break the point and secure the first bit of time.
The streaks coming through to Rain Hell, and that was Darox cleaning house. Breaker and Miheso fall by the wayside to that Predator missile. And now the yellows of Sun Esports holding steady in this hard point. P2, it's actually P3, right? P3 under contest for the final 20 seconds. 75 on 35. Spraying up top. This is Michael trying to find anything, crack any crevice. Takes one, but that's not enough. Prioritize the rotations. Hill, Michael still looking to frustrate on the respawns. Spawn trap.
We can definitely see which team has put more time into hardpoint, as the side of Sun Esports knows where to look and where to get the kills, as they have maintained this lead throughout the entirety of our first 4 hills. and you can see they're already looking for a break here with the help of additional specialists put into the play. But having said that, Breaker doing the same thing here as he finds a double, and that's enough to open up the hill for at least the first bit of time. But a counter gravity cannon coming out from the side of Sun Esports. Up and over we go. It's pretty much everyone for themselves around this point, as the trades have to work on Archer for the side of Delta if they want to get back into this game 1 point at a time.
Right now the contest coming through. Michael sneaks his way in. Oh, that was 10,000 IQ play there. Michael still aside. Solo Dola awaiting backup for the boys in blue. 88 on 55. Brick by brick. Kill by kill. Dark slides through to try and take it back in seconds. It is Mihaso. The boys in blue hold, but the rotations, they may suffer a bit there because the next hill is a bit of a distance away. But every second counts as the next hill activates. They will try and scramble to try and get there.
Going forwards, we see ourselves pushing up into our second set of rotations here. Only 20 seconds between these two teams. QB and Izumi finding more kills with the help of Darroch. So it is only going to be a score streak that takes out Darroch there. But again, every single time you think that there's a bit of control going the way of Delta, it's something like a double momentum. And that is exactly what is happening right now. Fiorenza as well, finding a few points between these two teams, looking like it is a blow-for-blow type of hard point.
Right now, 98 on 69, 98 on 70 and counting. 100-point mark for Sun Esports. They seem to shine. They seem to be finding their way on hard point to try and get their way back into the series. Someone is in there, but dropped. That was Mihaso dropped, who tried to gain access into the hill. P1 falling heavily, and the majority of it for Sun Esports. Final 10 seconds still under contest, but obviously the priority will be the rotations into the garage. That's very, very hard garage to penetrate. If you plant yourself in there early, you could find the cracks, the crevices, and hold steady. This is Breaker trying to do that. Might he take? Oh, he finds one. Yes, he takes two. Holding steady.
I actually don't understand how they managed to get a bit of a break. He just doesn't lose close range fights. Every single time they get close to one another, it's kill after kill going the way of Sun Esports. Claw now utilized. He finds a double, and he has done enough there to clear the time for the point. Or the point for the time being.
Look at that.
But the spawns, I don't know how the side of Delta actually managed to get those spawns back because they lost the rotation.
Michael collecting. And now the Delta side hold the hill, but can they maintain for 20 seconds to try and get to it 100 at least?
It really feels as though these teams are just as soon as they get them, almost like a panic tap on the screen, because they're utilizing them at odd times, in my opinion. And even with the full 10 seconds going their way here, it's not going to be enough to put them in the lead. And for the first time, we get to see them close within a couple of seconds of one another, but they have left all of their resources back on the previous hill, and they have to look towards next and win a couple of these gunfights. But having said that, Osa winning a crucial one against Breaker.
Right now, 120 on 109. As things stand. The next hill, P3, falling the majority. Oh, still under contest. Mihaso has a claw. Will it go to waste? Not this time. They try to find their way in there. Will they get access? Can he still hold? He does. He takes two. He takes the second. Who is out? They try and get to him. The claw is gone. He's dropped. What is done?
Vortex, he finds another double there, and it was looking like it could have been a lead change, but not to be, as Michael shuts him down. Storm now with some streaks of his own. And it's going to be three of the players from the side of Sun Esports taken out, but the contest is in, and they need to find that final kill. Good read there from Michael as he turns and burns, but the contest is still in. No one really having full control of this point as of right now, and with 14 seconds left, they have to be looking at next.
Look at this, final 10 seconds, 134 on 129, on 125 is where we stand. The rotations, now everyone's scrambling for P4. Who gets there first? Darroch and Co. Very far distance. Who's going to try and flank there by the pool? By the ocean side, actually. That's Breaker.
They have to find a break, and it's going to be a trade on trade on trade, but the double actually might have worked out for the side of Delta Esports there. Having said that, I eat my words. Storm from the Palisades is going to be taken out as the first actual perfect hold we get to see from the side of Sun Esports there, as they will be able to find the next bit of time uncontested, especially if you have Darroch flying forward with the equalizer.
Look at that, the equalizer just shredding straight through the Delta side. but now that's gone and the streaks come into play. Raining Hell
nice
taking
double.
2 for the price of 1. That is Darius just collecting and extending the lead for the Sunny Sports side. 200. The whole series running on 2-1. This might just be 2-2 and even it out if they stay with this momentum. Closing in on 200. Delta would need another full 60 to try and catch up.
Well, Breaker fighting for a couple of seconds there. I'm not too sure.